Success isn't just about talent or luck. It's about the attitude you carry with you every single day. How you think, how you approach challenges, and how you see yourself all shape the life you create. The key to success lies in cultivating a positive mental attitude that fuels your motivation, builds resilience, and drives you to take bold actions toward your goals. In this book, we explore how a positive mental attitude can transform your life. It's not just about thinking happy thoughts. It's about how you use that positivity to push through obstacles, stay focused, and inspire others. Each chapter offers practical advice, simple but powerful actions, and motivational insights that will help you build the mindset and habits necessary for long-term success. Imagine waking up each day with the mindset that every challenge is an opportunity, every setback is a chance to grow, and every small victory brings you closer to your big dreams. This book will show you how to unlock that mindset, cultivate the mental strength needed to thrive, and turn your aspirations into reality. Are you ready to take control of your future? To stop letting fear or doubt hold you back? In the pages ahead, you'll find the tools you need to shift your perspective, stay persistent, and lead your life with confidence. Let's dive in and discover how a positive mental attitude can lead you to the success you deserve. Chapter 1. Cultivate a mindset of positivity every single day. Cultivating a positive mindset every single day is not a mere suggestion. It is the foundation of a life that attracts success, peace, and fulfillment. The world around us is constantly changing, unpredictable, and often challenging. How we perceive and respond to these changes determines our journey. Positive thinking is not just about smiling through adversity. It's about taking control of your mindset, shaping your thoughts, and training yourself to focus on possibilities rather than problems. It is a daily practice, not a one-time effort. This chapter will explore the practical steps and deep wisdom behind developing a mindset of positivity, ensuring that each day becomes a step forward on the path to your fullest potential. The first and most important realization is that your mindset is entirely within your control. The events that happen in your life are often outside of your reach, but your reaction to those events is always yours to decide. Every day you are presented with the opportunity to choose how you respond, and this choice is where your power lies. You are the architect of your inner world, the manager of your mental space. By cultivating positivity every day, you harness the ability to not only survive life's challenges, but to thrive in the face of them. A shift in perspective, understanding the power of thoughts. To cultivate a mindset of positivity, the first step is understanding the profound impact that your thoughts have on your reality. Your thoughts shape your beliefs, your actions, and ultimately your outcomes. Imagine you are walking through a forest. If you choose to look at the beauty of the trees, the peace of the surroundings, and the calm of the wind, you will experience the forest as a tranquil place. But if your focus is on the shadows, the dampness, and the eerie sounds, your experience will be one of fear and discomfort. The same is true for your mind. By focusing on the positive, you change the way you perceive and respond to the world. You may not always be able to control external circumstances, but you have complete control over the lens through which you view them. Instead of seeing obstacles, begin to see opportunities for growth. Instead of focusing on what you lack, shift your attention to what you have. Positivity isn't about ignoring life's difficulties. It's about choosing to see them as temporary and manageable. Building a foundation of gratitude. One of the most powerful tools for cultivating positivity is gratitude. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Gratitude trains your mind to look for the good in every situation, to appreciate what you already have, and to attract more of what you desire. Start each day by identifying at least 3 things you are grateful for. They don't need to be grand. They can be as simple as the warmth of the sun, the taste of your morning coffee, or the support of a friend. The practice of gratitude rewires your brain to seek out the positive, creating a ripple effect that extends throughout your day. The key to making gratitude a habit is consistency. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Whether you write it in a journal, say it out loud, or simply reflect on it in your mind, dedicating a few minutes every day to acknowledging your blessings sets a powerful tone for the rest of your day. Gratitude becomes a lens through which you can view everything around you, turning the ordinary into something extraordinary. Focusing on solutions, not problems. A positive mindset is about choosing solutions over problems. It's easy to get caught up in the negativity that surrounds us, the worries, the setbacks, the challenges. However, this focus on problems only perpetuates a cycle of defeat. Instead, shift your focus to solutions. When faced with a problem, ask yourself, what can I do to resolve this? How can I turn this situation around? This shift in mindset empowers you to take action instead of staying stuck in inaction. Consider the power of reframing. Reframing is the practice of viewing a challenge from a different perspective. For example, instead of seeing a setback as a failure, see it as a lesson. Instead of viewing rejection as a personal defeat, see it as an opportunity to grow stronger and more resilient. Reframing allows you to maintain control of your emotions and take proactive steps toward a positive outcome. Surrounding yourself with positivity, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The environment you immerse yourself in has a profound impact on your mindset. If you are surrounded by negativity, complaining and pessimism, it becomes difficult to maintain a positive outlook. Conversely, if you surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and encourage you, your own mindset will naturally begin to shift in a positive direction. Take inventory of your social circle. Are the people in your life supporting your growth and your dreams, or are they draining your energy with negativity? While it's impossible to cut out everyone who brings negativity into your life, you can control how much influence they have over you. Seek out individuals who are positive, goal-oriented, and uplifting. Engage in conversations that inspire and motivate you. The more you surround yourself with positivity, the easier it becomes to adopt the same mindset. The power of self-talk. Self-talk is one of the most powerful tools you have in shaping your mindset. The way you speak to yourself shapes how you see yourself and your potential. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough or that success is out of your reach, you reinforce those beliefs. On the other hand, if you speak kindly and positively to yourself, you begin to build self-confidence and resilience. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue. Are you supportive of yourself, or do you criticize and belittle yourself? Begin to replace negative self-talk with affirmations. For example, instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am capable of achieving my goals." Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," think, "I will figure this out." Positive affirmations work by reprogramming your subconscious mind to believe in your abilities and potential. Taking action. Turning positivity into results. A positive mindset is not just about thinking positively, it's about acting on those positive thoughts. The key to attracting success is taking consistent, deliberate action toward your goals. It's one thing to think positively, but it's another thing entirely to turn that positivity into tangible results. Take small steps each day toward your goals, even if they seem insignificant. These small actions, when compounded over time, lead to major breakthroughs. Success is not built overnight. It is the result of consistent effort and commitment. Stay disciplined in your actions and trust that your positive mindset will help you overcome the inevitable challenges that come your way. Developing the discipline to stay positive, cultivating positivity, is a daily practice that requires discipline. Just like any habit, it takes time to build and strengthen. There will be days when it's difficult to maintain a positive mindset, especially when things are not going as planned. However, it is in these moments that your commitment to positivity matters most. Discipline is about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about choosing to be positive, even when life presents you with challenges. When you find yourself slipping into negative thought patterns, remind yourself of your commitment to positivity. Take a moment to pause, breathe, and reset your mindset. Choose again to focus on what you can control and what you are grateful for. With time and practice, staying positive will become a natural part of who you are. Visualizing your success. Visualization is a powerful tool for cultivating a positive mindset. When you visualize your success, you create a mental image of what you want to achieve. This mental image becomes a guide, helping you stay focused on your goals. It also helps to reduce anxiety and fear, because your mind begins to see success as possible and attainable. Take a few moments each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your goals. Picture the details, how it feels, what it looks like, who is with you, and what you are doing. The more vividly you can imagine your success, the more your subconscious mind will begin to work toward it. Conclusion: the daily practice of positivity, cultivating a mindset of positivity every single day, is not an overnight process. It is a lifelong journey that requires commitment, discipline, and consistency. Each day is an opportunity to strengthen your mindset, to take a step toward your goals, and to attract the success and fulfillment you desire. By choosing positivity, you take control of your life. You decide to look for the good, even in challenging situations. You commit to taking action, surrounding yourself with uplifting people, and believing in your potential. And with each positive thought, each positive action, you create the life you were meant to live, a life of abundance, growth, and success. The world may not always be easy, but with a positive mindset, you can navigate its challenges with grace, resilience, and strength. Cultivate your positivity every day and watch as your life transforms. Chapter 2. Take responsibility for your thoughts and actions now. Taking responsibility for your thoughts and actions is one of the most empowering decisions you can make in your life. It places the keys to your success squarely in your hands. In a world full of external pressures, distractions, and the unpredictability of life, the act of taking full responsibility for how you think and behave might seem daunting. However, it is the single most important step toward mastering your life and achieving the success you desire. When you take responsibility, you recognize that you are the architect of your own reality. You no longer let circumstances dictate your mood, your goals, or your actions. You are no longer the victim of external events, but the creator of your own responses. This shift in perspective is transformational. It empowers you to navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and clarity. It also provides a sense of control that many people long for but never realize they can access. However, the journey to embracing full responsibility requires consistent effort, self-awareness, and a commitment to personal growth. To begin, it's crucial to understand what responsibility truly means. Responsibility is not about blame or guilt. It's not about criticizing yourself for past mistakes or regretting decisions that cannot be undone. Instead, responsibility is about owning your actions and reactions in the present moment. It's about realizing that no one else can determine how you respond to any given situation except you. Once you truly understand this concept, it becomes easier to take responsibility for your thoughts and actions, because it's no longer about the things that are out of your control. It's about focusing on what you can control, your mind and your behavior. One of the first steps in taking responsibility for your thoughts is recognizing the power of your inner dialogue. Your thoughts have an incredible influence on your actions and your perception of the world. If your thoughts are consistently negative, self-defeating, or filled with doubt, it's impossible to take responsible actions toward your goals. On the other hand, if your thoughts are positive, solution-focused, and empowering, your actions will naturally reflect that mindset. Your thoughts are the foundation of everything you do, and they dictate the quality of your life. Therefore, taking responsibility for your thoughts is essential to taking control of your life. When you notice negative or self-limiting thoughts arising, don't shy away from them. Don't pretend they aren't there, and don't let them silently dictate your actions. The key is to challenge them and change them. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," immediately replace that thought with, "I am capable and worthy of success." If you find yourself overwhelmed by doubt, remind yourself that doubt is simply a feeling, not a fact. You have the power to choose how you interpret the situations in your life, and how you choose to think about them is entirely within your control. The more you practice controlling your thoughts, the more they will naturally begin to align with your goals and desires. Remember that your thoughts shape your reality. If you want to create a life of success, fulfillment and happiness, you must train your mind to focus on positive possibilities and opportunities. Begin to notice the language you use in your thoughts. Are you constantly thinking in terms of limitations, or are you thinking in terms of growth and expansion? By taking responsibility for the words you speak to yourself, you can begin to change your mindset and, by extension, your entire life. The next part of taking responsibility for your thoughts is understanding that your emotions are also within your control. Too often, people allow their emotions to dictate their behavior. If someone cuts you off in traffic, you might feel angry. If a colleague undermines your work, you might feel frustrated. While it's natural to feel emotions, it's crucial to understand that you can choose how to respond to them. Your emotional reactions don't have to be impulsive or automatic. You can train yourself to take a step back, pause, and choose how you want to respond. The ability to manage your emotions is not about suppressing them, it's about acknowledging them and then choosing an appropriate course of action. You may feel angry, but you don't have to lash out. You may feel fear, but you don't have to retreat. A key part of taking responsibility for your emotions is learning to control your reactions and avoid letting your emotions hijack your decision-making process. For example, if you're faced with criticism, instead of reacting defensively, take a moment to consider whether there is any truth in the feedback. Rather than letting your emotions control your actions, take a step back, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. Another critical aspect of taking responsibility is owning your actions. Your actions are the bridge between your thoughts and your reality. They are what bring your ideas and intentions to life. When you take responsibility for your actions, you acknowledge that you are the one who chooses how you act, how you treat others, and how you pursue your goals. Many people fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances for their lack of progress. They blame their upbringing, their environment, or their lack of resources for where they are in life. However, the truth is that your actions, regardless of the circumstances, determine your outcomes. You have the power to take action toward your goals, regardless of the obstacles you face. When you take responsibility for your actions, you stop making excuses. You stop pointing fingers at others or blaming your situation. Instead, you take ownership of your life. This ownership comes with incredible freedom. It frees you from the weight of external blame and puts you in control of your destiny. You realize that no matter what happens, you can choose to respond in a way that serves you and moves you closer to your goals. One of the most empowering aspects of taking responsibility for your actions is that it enables you to learn from your mistakes. When you own your actions, you also own the consequences, whether positive or negative. If something goes wrong, you don't point to external factors as the cause. Instead, you take responsibility for your part in the situation. This doesn't mean beating yourself up for mistakes. It means using mistakes as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When you take responsibility for your actions, you learn to analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and move forward with more wisdom and experience. The next step is to take responsibility for your decisions. Every day, you make countless decisions that shape your life. These decisions might seem small at the time, but they compound over time, leading to significant results. Taking responsibility for your decisions means recognizing that your choices, no matter how small, have an impact on your life and your future. It's easy to fall into the habit of blaming circumstances when things don't go as planned, but true accountability comes from acknowledging that you are the one making the choices. If you want to live a life of success and fulfillment, you must begin to make conscious, deliberate decisions that align with your values and goals. Start by setting clear intentions for your life. Decide what kind of person you want to become, and then make decisions that align with that vision. When faced with a decision, ask yourself, is this helping me move closer to my goals? Is this aligned with my values? By making decisions based on purpose and intention, you take control of your life and begin to create the reality you desire. As you continue to take responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, actions, and decisions, you will begin to notice profound changes in your life. Taking responsibility is the key to unlocking your potential and creating a future that aligns with your true desires. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and a willingness to face the truth about yourself. However, the rewards are worth the effort. You will experience greater self-confidence, more fulfilling relationships, and a sense of empowerment that comes from knowing that you are in control of your life. Finally, taking responsibility requires that you stay committed to continuous growth. This journey is not a one-time event, it is a lifelong process. Every day, you are given the opportunity to take responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, actions, and decisions. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you will develop the habit of taking full ownership of your life. And with it, you will unlock the power to create the success and fulfillment you have always dreamed of. In conclusion, taking responsibility for your thoughts and actions is the most powerful choice you can make in your life. It enables you to break free from the limitations of external circumstances and take control of your destiny. By taking full responsibility, you become the creator of your reality, and with that, you become unstoppable in the pursuit of your goals. The journey of responsibility is a journey of empowerment, and it starts now, in this very moment. Embrace it fully and watch as your life transforms. Chapter 3. Develop resilience by embracing challenges with confidence. Resilience is one of the most essential qualities you can develop on your journey towards success. Life is full of challenges, some expected, others entirely unforeseen. What separates those who succeed from those who don't isn't their ability to avoid adversity, but their ability to navigate it with grace, determination, and confidence. Resilience isn't something you're born with, nor is it a trait that can only be developed in moments of extreme difficulty. It is something you can cultivate every day, starting with your mindset and how you respond to challenges. The truth is, challenges are inevitable. Everyone faces them at one point or another, whether it's a setback in your career, a personal hardship, a failure in pursuit of your goals, or the daily stresses of life. Challenges are part of being human. However, what makes the difference between success and stagnation is how you respond to those challenges. Those who build resilience don't view challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. Developing resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about embracing them and responding with unwavering confidence. One of the first steps in developing resilience is changing your perspective on challenges. Rather than seeing them as something to fear or avoid, you must start viewing them as opportunities to strengthen your character and build the life you desire. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about growing and evolving in the face of adversity. When you approach challenges with this mindset, you begin to see the value in each struggle. Every difficulty you face is an opportunity to become stronger, smarter, and more capable. Consider the analogy of a tree in a storm. The tree doesn't try to avoid the wind, it stands firm and adapts to the pressure. Over time, the tree's roots grow deeper, its branches grow stronger, and it becomes more resilient with every storm. The same principle applies to you. Each challenge you face can be a force that strengthens you if you allow it. Instead of feeling victimized by difficult situations, recognize that these are the moments when you can build your strength. Every setback, every roadblock, and every failure is a chance to grow in ways you never thought possible. Confidence plays an essential role in resilience. It's easy to become discouraged when things aren't going your way, but resilience is rooted in your ability to believe in yourself, even when the path forward is unclear. Confidence doesn't mean you're always certain of success, but it means you trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. When you believe in yourself, even the most daunting challenges can feel manageable. Confidence gives you the courage to face obstacles head-on, to take risks, and to keep moving forward, despite the fear that may try to hold you back. To develop resilience, you must also learn to stay focused on your long-term vision, even when short-term circumstances seem overwhelming. Resilient people don't get bogged down by temporary setbacks. They don't let small failures derail them from their larger goals. Instead, they keep their eyes fixed on the bigger picture, understanding that challenges are a natural part of the process. Staying focused on your purpose and remembering why you started in the first place can help you push through even the most difficult moments. It's about taking one step at a time, even when you feel like you're making no progress at all. In moments of difficulty, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed, but resilience is built through small actions taken consistently over time. When you face a challenge, break it down into manageable steps. Don't focus on the entire mountain that you need to climb. Focus on the next step. What can you do right now in this moment to move yourself closer to where you want to be? By focusing on small incremental actions, you build momentum, and before you know it, the mountain you once thought was insurmountable becomes a series of small manageable steps. Each step you take builds your resilience and strengthens your belief in your ability to succeed. Embracing challenges also means developing emotional resilience. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and it's important to allow yourself to feel disappointment, frustration, or sadness when things don't work out. These emotions are part of the human experience, and they don't make you weak, they make you real. However, emotional resilience is about how you respond to these emotions. Instead of allowing yourself to be consumed by negative emotions, you can learn to acknowledge them and let them pass. Feeling down doesn't mean you're defeated. It's how you pick yourself up afterward that determines your resilience. One of the most powerful tools in developing resilience is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment. When you face a challenge, it's easy to spiral into negative thinking, imagining worst-case scenarios or obsessing over what went wrong. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded in the present moment, allowing you to respond to challenges with clarity and calmness. Instead of reacting impulsively or with fear, mindfulness gives you the space to choose your response intentionally. This practice of being present can help you approach challenges with a sense of calm confidence rather than being swept away by emotion. Another key component of resilience is flexibility. Resilient individuals are adaptable. They don't become rigid in their approach to life. They understand that things don't always go according to plan and are open to adjusting their methods or perspective when necessary. Flexibility means not clinging too tightly to any one outcome and being open to different possibilities. When you encounter an unexpected challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What new solution can I find? The more adaptable you are, the more resilient you will become. Building resilience also requires the ability to maintain a sense of hope. Hope is the belief that, no matter how difficult the present may be, the future holds something better. It is the faith that things can improve and that you are capable of making them better. When you lose hope, you lose your drive. But when you hold on to hope, you open the door to endless possibilities. Even in the face of hardship, keep your hope alive. Remind yourself that your current situation is not permanent, and with persistence and resilience, you will overcome it. Hope fuels your resilience and gives you the strength to keep pushing forward. Resilience is not a trait that comes automatically, but a skill that can be cultivated. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to face discomfort. Resilience is built through the consistent practice of believing in yourself, embracing challenges, and responding with confidence. It's about being brave enough to keep going, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. The more you practice resilience, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you will find that challenges no longer have the power to derail you. Instead, they will become stepping stones to your success. Ultimately, developing resilience is about accepting that life will never be without its difficulties. It's about learning how to turn these difficulties into opportunities for growth. Resilience is the ability to stay strong in the face of adversity, to keep moving forward even when the odds seem stacked against you. It is the unwavering belief that you have the strength, courage, and wisdom to overcome anything life throws your way. Embrace challenges with confidence, for they are the very things that will shape you into the person you were always meant to be. Every difficulty you face is an opportunity to refine your character, to strengthen your resolve, and to show yourself just how capable you truly are. When you embrace challenges, you not only build resilience, but you also unlock the door to your full potential. Keep moving forward, one step at a time, with confidence in your heart, knowing that you have everything you need within you to rise above any challenge and create the success you desire. Chapter 4. Commit to daily habits that strengthen your growth. Committing to daily habits that strengthen your growth is a decision that can change the course of your life. While it's easy to think about big, sweeping changes or miraculous breakthroughs, true and lasting success is built day by day through the small actions and habits that we choose to adopt and repeat. The most successful individuals do not rely on one-time efforts or spurts of motivation. They rely on consistency, discipline, and a clear understanding of the power of daily habits. These habits, when practiced consistently, shape the foundation upon which everything else in life is built. Every habit you form has the potential to bring you closer to your highest self and to the life you've always dreamed of living. The key to growth is recognizing that it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a quick fix. Growth is a process, an ongoing journey that requires time, effort, and patience. Daily habits, however, are the compounding force behind that growth. When you commit to building positive, productive habits, you are setting yourself up for success, not just in the short term, but in the long term. Each small action taken toward growth adds up to significant progress over time. Just like drops of water carving their way through stone, your habits will shape you into the person you want to become. The first and most crucial step in committing to daily habits is to recognize that consistency is more important than intensity. It's easy to be motivated for a day or a week, to feel that surge of energy that comes with starting something new. But to truly grow, to make sustainable progress, it's the daily, consistent efforts that matter. Habits are formed through repetition, not through bursts of enthusiasm. You don't have to do something perfectly or with maximum effort every time. What matters is that you show up each day and take action, no matter how small it might seem. Small, consistent actions are far more powerful than sporadic, intense efforts. They compound over time, leading to significant growth and transformation. The best way to start is to focus on one habit at a time. It's tempting to want to change everything all at once, to overhaul your entire life in one go. But this often leads to burnout and frustration. Instead, pick one habit that you want to develop, whether it's exercise, reading, journaling, meditation, or something else, and commit to practicing it every day. It's better to focus on doing one thing consistently than to spread yourself too thin by trying to tackle multiple habits at once. Once that habit becomes a part of your routine, you can then focus on adding another. By taking it one step at a time, you give yourself the best chance to succeed and ensure that each new habit sticks. In addition to consistency, it's important to track your progress. Tracking your progress provides you with a visual reminder of the small victories you are achieving each day. It helps you stay motivated and reinforces the idea that every little step counts. Whether you keep a journal, use an app, or simply mark off a calendar, seeing your progress in front of you creates a sense of accomplishment and encourages you to keep going. Progress tracking also allows you to identify patterns in your behavior, helping you understand what's working and what might need adjustment. It keeps you accountable both to yourself and to the process of growth. As you commit to daily habits, it's essential to embrace the idea of building habits around your goals. What do you truly want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to become? Your habits should be in alignment with these goals. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, you might commit to exercising every day, or eating healthier, or getting more sleep. If your goal is to become a better writer, you might commit to writing a certain number of words each day, or dedicating time to reading and improving your craft. Your habits should be the actions that support and propel you toward your larger ambitions. One of the most powerful aspects of daily habits is their ability to shape your mindset. The things you do every day have a direct impact on how you think, how you feel, and how you approach life. If you commit to starting each day with a morning routine that focuses on gratitude, mindfulness, or intention setting, you set a positive tone for the rest of the day. By cultivating positive habits like these, you rewire your brain to focus on the things that matter most, keeping you focused and motivated throughout the day. Habits influence your emotions, your energy levels, and even your perception of the world around you. As you continue to practice these habits, you will notice that they help shape a mindset of optimism, resilience, and growth, which in turn feeds into your success. Another critical aspect of building daily habits is ensuring that they become a part of your identity. The more you practice a habit, the more it becomes ingrained in who you are. Over time, a habit stops being something you do and starts becoming something you are. For example, when you commit to daily exercise, it's no longer something you have to force yourself to do. It becomes part of your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who values health and fitness. The same can be said for any habit. If you consistently write every day, eventually you will become a writer. If you consistently practice mindfulness, you will become a person who is calm and centered. The goal is to make the habit a seamless part of who you are, so that it becomes effortless over time. When you internalize your habits and they become an extension of your identity, they become far more powerful and much harder to break. Additionally, it's important to remember that habits are not static. They should evolve and grow with you. As you improve in one area, you may find that your old habits no longer serve you in the same way. It's essential to periodically assess your habits and ask yourself if they are still aligned with your current goals and desires. Growth is a dynamic process, and your habits should reflect that. For example, as you become fitter and healthier, you may need to adjust your exercise routine to continue challenging yourself. Similarly, as your career or personal life evolves, your habits should adjust accordingly to reflect your changing priorities. Don't be afraid to refine your habits as you go. They should serve you, not the other way around. The most important thing to remember is that building habits takes time. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, and even failure. There will be days when you don't feel like doing the work, or when life gets in the way. This is normal. The key is to keep going. The habits that will truly transform your life are the ones you keep practicing day after day, even when it feels difficult or inconvenient. Every time you show up, even when it's hard, you are reinforcing your commitment to growth. Remember that change doesn't happen overnight, but with daily consistent actions, transformation is inevitable. As you commit to daily habits, it's also essential to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Every day that you follow through on your habits is a victory. Every time you show up for yourself, you are building momentum. Recognizing and celebrating these wins keeps you motivated and reinforces the positive changes you are making. Don't wait until you've reached your ultimate goal to celebrate. Celebrate the small steps along the way. These small victories are what make up the larger picture of your success. In conclusion, committing to daily habits that strengthen your growth is one of the most powerful decisions you can make in your life. It's about choosing small, consistent actions that align with your goals and values and committing to them every day. It's about building momentum, shaping your mindset, and transforming your identity. The journey of personal growth is a marathon, not a sprint, and it is the daily habits that carry you forward. Start small, stay consistent, and always remember that each habit you form brings you closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. The more you commit to your growth, the more you will find that success becomes not just a destination, but a natural byproduct of your daily actions. Chapter 5. Focus on solutions instead of dwelling on problems. In every aspect of life, problems are inevitable. Whether in your personal relationships, career, health, or finances, challenges will arise. The difference between those who remain stagnant and those who move forward is how they choose to respond to those problems. While it is natural to feel frustration, disappointment, or even fear when faced with difficulties, the most successful individuals have learned to focus on solutions, not problems. This simple yet powerful shift in perspective can dramatically change the way you approach obstacles, and in doing so, it changes the course of your life. Focusing on solutions instead of dwelling on problems is about more than just thinking positive or avoiding negative emotions. It's about developing a mindset that seeks answers, not excuses. It's about making a conscious choice to take control of your circumstances and actively work toward resolving the challenges you face. It's about building mental and emotional resilience that allows you to face adversity with confidence rather than being consumed by the weight of your problems. The first step in making this shift is recognizing the power of your mindset. How you perceive a problem influences how you experience it. When you view a challenge as an insurmountable obstacle, you feel overwhelmed and defeated. But when you view it as an opportunity for growth and problem solving, your mindset shifts and you start seeing possibilities. This shift may seem subtle, but it has a profound impact on how you approach every situation. Instead of becoming paralyzed by the problem itself, you begin to see the steps you can take to move forward. One of the most effective ways to develop a solution-focused mindset is by asking yourself the right questions. When faced with a problem, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" or "What went wrong?" ask yourself, "What can I do about this?" or "What is the best next step I can take?" These questions instantly redirect your energy away from the problem and towards potential solutions. When you ask yourself the right questions, you empower yourself to take action. The key is to focus on what's within your control, rather than dwelling on things you cannot change. In every challenge, there are always multiple perspectives and multiple possible solutions. If you only focus on the problem, you become blinded to the possibilities around you. On the other hand, when you focus on solutions, you open your mind to different approaches and creative ideas. Solutions aren't always obvious at first, and the path to resolving a problem may not be linear. However, by maintaining a mindset of solution-seeking, you start to look for the small, practical steps that can help you overcome the obstacle, rather than fixating on the problem's magnitude. Let's take a look at how this mindset can transform real-life situations. Suppose you're dealing with a difficult situation at work. Perhaps you're facing a challenging project with tight deadlines, or you're dealing with interpersonal conflicts within your team. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the stress and pressure of the situation, focusing on how difficult everything is and how little time you have. But when you shift your focus to solutions, you begin to break the problem down into smaller, manageable tasks. You start asking yourself, "What's the first step I can take today to address this issue?" Instead of feeling paralyzed by the enormity of the task, you take action, one step at a time. This approach isn't limited to work-related challenges. It can be applied to any area of your life. When faced with personal struggles, such as health issues or relationship challenges, focusing on solutions can help you avoid falling into a pattern of self-pity or victimhood. Instead of dwelling on the problem, ask yourself, "What is one thing I can do right now to make this situation better?" This action doesn't need to solve everything at once, but it empowers you to move forward, even when the solution seems unclear. Taking action, no matter how small, shifts your energy from passive to active, and in doing so, propels you toward positive change. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is the ability to reframe your thinking. Reframing is the practice of looking at a problem from a different angle. It's about changing your perspective to focus on the possibilities instead of the limitations. When you encounter a problem, try to step back and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how can I turn this into an opportunity for growth? Reframing allows you to transform obstacles into stepping stones. Instead of seeing problems as threats, you begin to see them as chances to innovate, grow, and become more resourceful. It's also important to recognize that there is no such thing as a perfect solution. Perfectionism can be a major roadblock when it comes to focusing on solutions. Many people get stuck in the trap of analyzing every possible outcome, searching for the perfect solution, which ultimately prevents them from taking any action at all. Perfectionism can paralyze you, making you feel like nothing is good enough or nothing will ever work. In contrast, focusing on solutions means being open to imperfect but effective actions. The goal isn't to find a flawless answer to every problem, but to find a solution that works, even if it's not perfect. Sometimes, the best course of action is simply to make progress, not perfection. A key element of solution-focused thinking is learning to embrace failure. Too often, people avoid taking action because they're afraid of failing. However, failure is an essential part of the process of finding solutions. When you fail, you don't lose, you learn. Failure provides valuable insights and lessons that bring you closer to a solution. Instead of fearing failure, start embracing it as part of your journey. Each failure is a clue, a piece of the puzzle that helps you find the right answer. When you focus on solutions, you view failure as feedback, not a setback. In many ways, solution-focused thinking is closely tied to the principle of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from difficulties, and a major part of resilience is how you respond to challenges. Resilient people are not immune to problems. They face the same struggles as everyone else. What sets them apart is their ability to keep moving forward, despite the obstacles. They focus on the solutions, the next steps, and the actions they can take to overcome the challenge. They don't let setbacks define them. Instead, they use each challenge as fuel to push forward. Another critical aspect of focusing on solutions is learning to manage your energy. Problems can drain you, mentally, emotionally, and physically. When you're constantly fixated on the problem, you expend unnecessary energy on frustration, stress, and worry. This mental drain only makes it harder to find a solution. However, when you focus on solutions, you conserve your energy for what matters. You direct your thoughts toward action, innovation, and problem solving, which not only helps you resolve the issue, but also prevents burnout. There will be times when solutions are not immediately apparent, and this can be frustrating. During these moments, it's essential to practice patience. Instead of fixating on the urgency of the problem, trust that the solution will come. Allow yourself to take a step back and gather your thoughts, seek advice, or do further research. Sometimes, the best solutions come when you give yourself the space to think, rather than rushing toward an answer. Finally, focusing on solutions also means staying open to collaboration. Some problems are too large or too complex to solve alone, and there is no shame in seeking help. In fact, collaboration can lead to innovative ideas and new solutions you might not have considered on your own. Don't hesitate to lean on others, whether it's a mentor, a colleague, a friend, or a professional. The collective power of diverse perspectives and expertise often leads to the best solutions. In conclusion, focusing on solutions instead of dwelling on problems is a powerful mindset that transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. When you choose to focus on the solution, you regain control of your circumstances, break free from the victim mentality, and empower yourself to take action. This mindset shifts you from a passive state of frustration to an active, solution-oriented approach that fosters progress. Embrace this mindset, and you'll find that no problem is insurmountable, no challenge is too great, and no obstacle can hold you back for long. Every problem has a solution, and with a solution-focused mindset, you have the power to find it. Chapter 6. Visualize your success and take action toward it. Visualization is a powerful tool that has been used by some of the world's most successful individuals. Whether you are aiming for a new career, achieving personal goals, or striving to live a more fulfilled life, the act of visualizing your success creates a roadmap in your mind that sets the direction for your actions. The process of visualizing success is not about merely imagining your goals in a dreamlike state. It is about actively engaging with them, cultivating a mental image that motivates you, and aligning your daily actions to manifest that vision. It is not enough to simply wish for success. You must believe it is possible, see it clearly in your mind, and take consistent, deliberate actions that bring it into reality. Visualization is deeply connected to the concept of self-belief. Before you can achieve something, you must first see it in your mind. This is the process of seeing your success before it physically manifests. Imagine a basketball player practicing free throws. Before making the shot, they visualize the ball going into the hoop. They imagine the perfect arc, the smooth release, the sound of the ball swishing through the net. By mentally rehearsing the act of making the shot, their body becomes more attuned to the actions necessary to achieve it. This same process applies to every aspect of life. Whether you are working toward a promotion, a personal goal, or even overcoming a challenge, visualizing your success strengthens your belief in it and fuels the actions necessary to make it happen. At the core of visualization is the idea that your mind is an incredibly powerful tool. Your thoughts create your reality. The brain does not differentiate between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you visualize your success, your brain treats it as if it is already happening. It activates the same neural networks that would occur if you were physically engaging in the activity itself. This is why athletes, performers, and successful entrepreneurs use visualization to improve their performance and achieve their goals. By visualizing the end result of your hard work, you create a sense of familiarity with success, and in doing so, increase the likelihood that it will become your reality. While visualizing success is an important first step, it is the combination of visualization with consistent action that creates real, lasting change. Visualization alone is not enough to manifest success. You must also be willing to take action toward your goals, breaking them down into smaller, achievable steps. Visualization and action go hand in hand. They are two sides of the same coin. One without the other can lead to stagnation. Without visualization, you lack clarity and direction. Without action, you lack progress. The synergy between the two is what propels you toward your goals. It's important to make your visualization practice specific, vivid, and emotionally engaging. When you close your eyes and visualize your success, try to see every detail. What does success look like to you? What do you feel when you think about achieving your goals? Do you feel pride, joy, or excitement? Engage your senses in this practice. Imagine the sights, sounds, smells, and even the tactile sensations of success. The more detailed and immersive your visualization, the more powerful it becomes. When your mind can vividly imagine success, it strengthens the mental and emotional pathways necessary to make it a reality. The emotional aspect of visualization is crucial because emotions drive behavior. When you emotionally connect with your vision, it creates a deep sense of motivation and urgency. Success is not just about reaching a goal, it's about how the process makes you feel. Feeling the joy and satisfaction of success before it happens creates a sense of fulfillment that encourages you to keep moving forward. When you visualize how amazing it will feel to achieve your goals, that feeling propels you toward action. It fuels your determination to work toward what you want, even on the days when motivation is low. As you visualize your success, you must also build a deep sense of belief in yourself. Self-doubt can undermine the process of visualization. If you don't believe that your vision is possible, it becomes harder to take the necessary actions to make it real. Belief in yourself is the foundation upon which everything else is built. You must first see yourself as capable of achieving what you desire. This belief is not about arrogance or blind confidence, but about a grounded understanding that you are worthy of success and that you have the power to create it. Every time you visualize success, you are reinforcing this belief, making it easier to act in alignment with your goals. One of the most powerful aspects of visualization is its ability to keep you focused on your goals. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. The constant pull of social media, the pressures of daily life, and the multitude of responsibilities can easily take you off track. Visualization helps you stay centered by constantly reminding you of what you are working toward. By taking a few moments each day to visualize your success, you reinforce the importance of your goals and the steps necessary to achieve them. This regular practice keeps your vision clear and your motivation strong. However, it is not enough to simply visualize success once and expect results. Visualization must become a daily practice. Success is not an event, it is a process. Just as a muscle needs consistent training to grow, your vision needs regular reinforcement to stay sharp. Dedicate a few minutes each day to vividly visualizing your success, engaging all of your senses and emotions in the process. By making this a routine, you align your subconscious mind with your conscious goals. Over time, this alignment creates a powerful sense of congruence between what you think, feel, and do. Your actions will begin to reflect your vision, and the path toward success will unfold before you. Alongside visualization, taking actionable steps is equally essential. Break down your larger vision into smaller, manageable tasks. These tasks should be concrete and measurable, allowing you to track your progress. The daily actions you take toward your goals should align with the visualization process. For example, if your goal is to write a book, visualize yourself as an accomplished author, holding the finished book in your hands. Then take daily steps toward that goal by committing to write a set number of words each day. Over time, these small actions add up, bringing you closer to the larger vision of success. Action also creates momentum. Once you begin taking steps toward your goals, even small ones, you build the energy necessary to continue. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Once it starts, it's easier to keep going. By combining visualization with consistent action, you create a cycle of progress. Each step forward reinforces your belief in your success, and each success reinforces the next step. This positive feedback loop creates lasting motivation and the drive to keep moving forward. It is important to remember that setbacks will happen. No journey to success is without its obstacles. Visualization and action can help you navigate these challenges by keeping you focused on your ultimate goal. When faced with a setback, return to your visualization practice. See yourself overcoming the challenge, learning from it, and growing stronger as a result. Let the vision of success guide you through the tough times and use it as fuel to keep taking action. As you move forward, make sure to celebrate the milestones along the way. Every small win, Every step forward is a reflection of the work you've done and the progress you've made. Celebrate these moments and use them to reinforce your belief in the process. Acknowledge the hard work, dedication, and persistence it took to reach each milestone. This celebration is not about seeking external validation, but about recognizing your own commitment to the process and the vision you've set for yourself. Visualization is also a way to align your actions with your values. When your goals are aligned with what truly matters to you, the process of achieving them becomes more meaningful. Success is not just about reaching a destination, it's about the journey. Visualization helps you stay connected to your purpose, ensuring that the actions you take are in line with your values. This connection adds depth and fulfillment to your pursuit of success, turning it into a meaningful journey rather than a mere destination. The final step in the process is trust. Trust that your visualization is working. Trust that every action you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goals. Trust that the universe or the forces around you are aligning to support your efforts. Trust that your hard work, belief and focus will lead to the success you desire. It is this trust that helps you persist when the going gets tough, and it is this trust that creates the space for opportunities to present themselves in unexpected ways. In conclusion, visualizing your success and taking action toward it is a powerful combination that can turn your dreams into reality. Visualization helps you clarify your goals, build belief, and stay focused, while action brings your vision to life. Together they create a blueprint for success that aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward achieving your dreams. By consistently practicing visualization and pairing it with deliberate action, you set yourself up for lasting success. Success is not a matter of luck, it is a matter of clarity, belief, and persistent action. With each visualization, each step forward, you move closer to the life you've always envisioned for yourself. Chapter 7. Challenge negative beliefs and replace them with empowerment. Negative beliefs are often deeply ingrained in the mind and can have a powerful effect on how you view yourself and the world around you. These beliefs are not necessarily true, but they are convincing. They shape your actions, reactions, and decisions, limiting your potential and keeping you from achieving the success you desire. They can create barriers in your life that prevent you from reaching your goals and living the life you truly deserve. The good news is that you can challenge and replace these negative beliefs with empowering ones that will help you thrive. This chapter will explore how to recognize these limiting beliefs, challenge them, and replace them with positive, empowering thoughts that propel you towards success. The first step in transforming negative beliefs is to identify them. Negative beliefs often form in childhood or during formative experiences. They are based on past events, opinions of others, or societal expectations. These beliefs may manifest in many ways. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve success. I'm incapable of change, or I'll never be successful. These thoughts are often automatic and habitual, running through your mind without much awareness. They create mental barriers that keep you stuck in patterns of self-doubt and fear. To start challenging these beliefs, it's important to become conscious of them. Begin by paying attention to your inner dialogue, especially during times of stress, failure, or challenge. When you face difficulties, what are the thoughts that arise? Do they support your success, or do they bring you down? Take note of these thoughts, write them down if necessary, and ask yourself if they are based on facts or assumptions. Are they really true, or are they merely beliefs that have been shaped by past experiences or other people's opinions? Once you have identified your negative beliefs, it's time to question them. This is the second step in the process, challenging the beliefs that no longer serve you. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have that supports this belief? For example, if you believe that you're not good enough, reflect on past successes, even small ones. Have you ever achieved something positive? Did you ever receive praise or recognition for your efforts? When you start to look at the evidence, you'll often realize that the negative belief you've been holding onto doesn't have a solid foundation. It's based on fear, past failures, or societal programming, not the reality of your capabilities. It's also important to question where the negative belief came from. Did someone else impose this belief on you, perhaps a parent, teacher, or peer? Are you still holding on to something that no longer aligns with your current self? Often, negative beliefs are inherited from others and are not reflective of who we truly are. They are the internalization of external criticism, stereotypes, or expectations. Once you realize this, you can begin to let go of these beliefs and replace them with thoughts that reflect your true potential and capabilities. Another effective way to challenge negative beliefs is through reframing. Reframing is the practice of looking at a belief from a different perspective. For example, if you believe that failure is something to be avoided at all costs, try reframing it as an opportunity to learn. Instead of thinking, "I failed, so I must not be good enough," shift your mindset to, "Failure is a lesson that helps me grow." This simple shift in perspective can be incredibly powerful. It allows you to see failure as part of the journey towards success, rather than a roadblock that stops you from progressing. Reframing negative beliefs in this way creates a sense of empowerment because you take control of how you interpret and respond to challenges. Once you have questioned and reframed your negative beliefs, it's time to replace them with empowering beliefs. Empowering beliefs are those that encourage growth, resilience, and self-belief. They affirm your potential and encourage you to take action. These beliefs allow you to see the world as full of opportunities and possibilities, rather than as a series of obstacles. When you replace negative beliefs with empowering ones, you change the way you perceive yourself and your situation. For example, if you've been holding on to the belief that you're not good enough, replace it with, "I am capable of achieving my goals, and I am worthy of success." This belief encourages action, fosters self-compassion, and sets the stage for growth. The process of replacing negative beliefs with empowering ones is not something that happens overnight. It requires consistent effort and practice. Just as negative beliefs were formed over time, so too must empowering beliefs be built gradually. Start by affirming your new empowering beliefs every day. Write them down, say them out loud, and truly believe in them. Surround yourself with people who support your growth and encourage you to be your best self. Seek out books, podcasts, and content that reinforce your empowering beliefs and challenge those that hold you back. The more you immerse yourself in positivity and self-belief, the more natural these empowering beliefs will become. Visualization is another powerful tool in the process of replacing negative beliefs. Once you have identified and reframed your beliefs, visualize yourself living in alignment with your new empowering beliefs. Imagine yourself taking bold steps toward your goals, feeling confident and capable. Picture yourself overcoming obstacles with ease and achieving success. This visualization practice helps reinforce the new beliefs in your mind, making them feel more real and attainable. As you consistently visualize your success and take action toward it, your new beliefs become stronger and more deeply ingrained in your psyche. It's also important to recognize that challenging and replacing negative beliefs is a lifelong process. There will be times when old beliefs resurface, especially during moments of stress or uncertainty. This is normal. The key is to not judge yourself when these thoughts arise, but to gently remind yourself of the empowering beliefs you have worked hard to develop. Every time you recognize a negative belief, challenge it, reframe it, and replace it with a positive one. With each repetition, the empowering belief becomes more deeply rooted, and the negative belief loses its grip on your life. Another important element in replacing negative beliefs is the practice of self-compassion. When you struggle with negative beliefs, it's easy to be hard on yourself, to criticize yourself for not being further along, or to feel like you're not doing enough. However, self-compassion is key to transforming these beliefs. Instead of berating yourself for not being perfect or for holding on to negative beliefs, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Acknowledge that everyone has limiting beliefs at some point in their journey, and that it's okay to struggle. With self-compassion, you create a nurturing environment for growth and healing, allowing you to replace old beliefs with new, empowering ones. In addition to self-compassion, surrounding yourself with supportive people is essential to the process of replacing negative beliefs. Find individuals who lift you up, believe in you, and challenge you to grow. When you're surrounded by people who encourage your growth and reinforce your new empowering beliefs, it becomes easier to let go of the negative beliefs that no longer serve you. Seek out mentors, coaches, friends, and family members who can offer guidance, feedback, and support as you embark on this journey of transformation. As you continue to challenge negative beliefs and replace them with empowering ones, you'll begin to notice shifts in your life. You'll start to take more action, feel more confident in your decisions, and approach challenges with a sense of optimism and resilience. Your mindset will shift from one of limitation to one of possibility. With each new belief you adopt, you create a stronger foundation for success. Over time, you'll realize that the negative beliefs you once held no longer have the power to control you. You will be free to step into your true potential and live a life of empowerment. In conclusion, challenging negative beliefs and replacing them with empowering ones is one of the most transformative actions you can take. It requires self-awareness, persistence, and the willingness to embrace a new mindset. By questioning the validity of your negative beliefs, reframing them, and replacing them with empowering ones, you take control of your thoughts and ultimately your life. This process is not instantaneous, but with consistent effort and a commitment to personal growth, you will gradually replace the beliefs that hold you back with those that propel you towards success. Remember, you are the creator of your reality, and the beliefs you hold shape the life you lead. By choosing empowering beliefs, you can unlock your full potential and create the life you deserve. Chapter 8. Build a strong support system to encourage progress. Building a strong support system is one of the most powerful steps you can take toward achieving your goals. Success is rarely achieved in isolation. It requires the encouragement, guidance, and motivation of others who believe in your potential and are willing to walk alongside you in your journey. A solid support system provides the emotional and practical support needed to push through challenges, stay motivated, and continuously progress toward your aspirations. No one can achieve lasting success alone. We all need a network of individuals who lift us up and hold us accountable. To begin, it's crucial to understand what a strong support system entails. It goes beyond just having people in your life. It involves having the right people who genuinely care about your success, who share your values, and who can offer wisdom, encouragement, and constructive feedback. A strong support system is made up of individuals who inspire you to do better, believe in your potential even when you doubt yourself, and encourage you to take bold steps toward your goals. It can include family, friends, mentors, colleagues, coaches, or even online communities that are aligned with your mission. The first step in building a support system is to recognize the importance of surrounding yourself with positive, growth-oriented individuals. Negative influences can have a detrimental effect on your progress. If you are surrounded by people who constantly discourage you, focus on limitations, or who are quick to criticize, your ability to move forward will be significantly hindered. It's essential to identify people who uplift you, encourage your personal development, and believe in the importance of growth. Positive, like-minded individuals not only offer support, but also push you to aim higher and challenge yourself beyond your comfort zone. They see your potential and help you see it too. However, it's not just about having people who are positive and supportive. It's equally important to ensure that the people you surround yourself with have experience and expertise in areas where you seek growth. For example, if you're trying to build a successful business, having mentors or colleagues with experience in entrepreneurship can offer invaluable insights. Similarly, if you're focused on improving your health, having someone who is knowledgeable in fitness or nutrition can guide you in the right direction. The strength of your support system depends on the quality of the people you choose to include. As you begin to identify individuals to be part of your support system, it's important to nurture these relationships. A strong support system is not built overnight. It requires trust, communication, and mutual respect. Building relationships with people who genuinely care about your success means taking the time to connect, offer support in return, and cultivate a bond based on shared goals and values. It's not enough to simply ask for help when you need it. You must also give back. A healthy support system is one that operates on reciprocity, where both parties benefit from the relationship. When you contribute to others' success and well-being, they are more likely to return the favor when you need it. Mentors are an essential component of a strong support system. A mentor is someone who has walked the path you wish to take and is willing to guide you with their wisdom and experience. The role of a mentor is invaluable because they provide you with a broader perspective and help you avoid common pitfalls. They offer constructive feedback, provide motivation, and help you stay focused on your goals. But having a mentor is not just about asking for advice. It's about building a relationship where the mentor feels invested in your success. Be open to their feedback, take their advice seriously, and always show gratitude for the time and knowledge they share with you. Your mentor's experience can be a powerful asset as you continue on your path to growth. Alongside mentors, peers who are on a similar journey can also be a great source of support. These are individuals who understand your struggles because they are facing similar challenges. They can offer camaraderie, encouragement, and advice from a more relatable standpoint. Whether it's a colleague who shares your professional ambitions, a friend who is working on self-improvement, or a fellow entrepreneur who understands the challenges of starting a business, peers can provide valuable emotional and moral support. You don't always need to seek guidance from those who are far ahead of you. Sometimes, the most supportive connections come from those who are walking the same path. In addition to mentors and peers, coaches can play a vital role in providing guidance, focus, and accountability. Coaches specialize in helping individuals achieve specific goals, whether they are related to career, health, or personal development. A coach can offer structured support, helping you set clear, actionable goals and providing the tools to stay on track. Coaches not only help you develop strategies for success, but they also hold you accountable for following through. By establishing a relationship of accountability, coaches ensure that you remain committed to your goals and are continuously progressing toward them. In today's digital age, it's also possible to build an online support system through communities, groups and forums dedicated to specific interests or goals. These online communities are filled with individuals who share your passions, understand your challenges, and can offer advice, encouragement, and motivation. While online support can never fully replace face-to-face relationships, it can provide valuable connections that might not be available locally. Digital communities allow you to tap into a global network of people who are invested in similar journeys, offering different perspectives and support. Social media, online forums, and virtual coaching programs are all platforms where you can connect with like-minded individuals. As you build and strengthen your support system, it's important to set clear expectations for both yourself and those in your network. It's easy to assume that people will automatically understand how to best support you, but clear communication is essential. Let the people in your support system know how they can help you. Be specific about what kind of support you need, whether it's emotional encouragement, practical advice, or accountability. Likewise, make sure you understand the kind of support others may need from you. Support systems are most effective when they are built on mutual understanding and respect. Another key aspect of a strong support system is setting boundaries. It's crucial to establish boundaries that allow you to focus on your goals without feeling drained or overwhelmed by others' expectations. This might mean learning to say no when someone asks for your time or energy in a way that doesn't align with your priorities. Healthy boundaries ensure that your support system is a source of encouragement rather than stress. They also create a safe space for you to be authentic and open about your struggles without fear of judgment or criticism. One of the most important roles of your support system is to provide encouragement when things get tough. No one is immune to challenges, and there will be times when you doubt yourself or feel like giving up. In those moments, your support system becomes a lifeline. A strong network of people can provide perspective, remind you of your strengths, and help you see the bigger picture. They act as a buffer against self-doubt and negative thinking, reinforcing your belief in your ability to overcome adversity. However, a support system should also hold you accountable. While it's essential to have individuals who provide encouragement, it's equally important to have people who challenge you to stay on track and push you to achieve your best. Accountability partners are those who hold you responsible for your actions and remind you to stay committed to your goals. This accountability doesn't need to come from a place of criticism. It can be framed as a supportive challenge that motivates you to keep going even when the going gets tough. Finally, a strong support system is a source of inspiration. When you surround yourself with people who are striving for their own success, you naturally raise your own standards. Their drive and determination serve as a reminder of what is possible and push you to pursue your own dreams with greater passion and commitment. Success is contagious, and being around individuals who are achieving great things motivates you to do the same. A supportive community creates an environment where everyone's success is celebrated and where progress is celebrated as a collective achievement. In conclusion, building a strong support system is essential to your success. It is the network of people who encourage, challenge, and support you along the way. Whether it's mentors, peers, coaches, or online communities, the right support system can provide the emotional strength, practical guidance, and accountability you need to continue making progress toward your goals. The key is to surround yourself with positive, like-minded individuals who believe in your potential and are invested in your success. Cultivate relationships that are based on trust, mutual respect, and reciprocity. By building a strong support system, you create a powerful foundation for growth, success, and fulfillment. Remember, no journey is taken alone, and with the right people by your side, you can achieve anything. Chapter 9. Embrace failure as a stepping stone to greatness. Failure is often viewed as something to be avoided, feared, and resisted at all costs. From an early age, we are taught that failure is something to be ashamed of, a sign that we are not good enough or capable of achieving our goals. This mindset keeps us locked in a cycle of perfectionism, self-doubt, and avoidance of risks. However, embracing failure is one of the most important steps you can take toward achieving greatness. Far from being something to fear, failure is a vital and powerful tool for growth, self-improvement, and long-term success. By changing the way you perceive failure, you open the door to new opportunities, greater resilience, and the ability to unlock your true potential. The first step to embracing failure is to understand that it is not a reflection of your worth as a person. Failure is simply a result, not a definition of who you are. When you fail, it doesn't mean that you are a failure. It means that you tried something, took a risk, and encountered an obstacle. Every successful person in history has failed multiple times. In fact, many of them attribute their success to their ability to fail forward, to learn from their mistakes, to grow stronger, and to keep going despite the setbacks. The key is not in avoiding failure, but in using it as a stepping stone to achieve greatness. One of the most powerful ways to embrace failure is to reframe how you think about it. Rather than viewing failure as something negative or debilitating, begin to see it as an essential part of the learning process. Every failure is an opportunity to gain new insights, to refine your approach, and to build resilience. If you have ever learned to ride a bike, you know that falling is part of the process. Each time you fall, you learn what went wrong and adjust your technique. The same principle applies to every goal you pursue. When you fail, it is not a dead end. It is simply feedback that guides you in the right direction. This shift in mindset is crucial. Instead of viewing failure as a setback, view it as a teacher. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What didn't work, and why? This kind of reflection helps you extract valuable lessons from your failures, which will make you stronger and more capable in the future. The most successful individuals are not those who avoid failure, but those who understand that failure is an integral part of the path to success. They know that failure is a temporary condition, not a permanent state. Another key to embracing failure is letting go of the fear of judgment. Often, our fear of failure is tied to the fear of what others will think of us. We worry that if we fail, others will see us as weak, incompetent, or unworthy. This fear of judgment can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in inaction. However, when you release the need for external validation and focus on your own growth, you can approach failure with a sense of freedom. Understand that people's opinions of you are not a reflection of your abilities or your worth. Most successful people have faced criticism, doubt, and judgment at some point. What sets them apart is their ability to persevere in the face of these challenges and to keep moving forward despite the opinions of others. Moreover, failure often holds valuable clues that can help you refine your strategy. When something doesn't work out, it's an opportunity to evaluate your approach and determine what needs to change. If you're pursuing a career in business, for instance, a failed project or venture can reveal weaknesses in your strategy, product, or marketing approach. Instead of abandoning your goals altogether, use the failure to identify areas of improvement. Embrace a growth mindset that views challenges as stepping stones, not obstacles. This mindset allows you to be flexible and adaptable, which are essential qualities for success in any endeavor. Resilience is another critical component of embracing failure. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to keep moving forward even when things aren't going your way. It is a skill that can be developed over time. Every time you experience failure, you are given an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. You can choose to stay down, defeated by the setback, or you can choose to get up, learn from the experience, and continue your journey. Resilience is built through consistent effort, and the more you face and overcome challenges, the stronger you become. One of the most important things to remember is that success is rarely linear. The road to greatness is filled with twists, turns, and detours. You will encounter obstacles, failures, and moments of self-doubt. However, it is in these moments of difficulty that your true character is built. How you respond to failure determines how far you will go. Will you let it defeat you, or will you use it as fuel to propel yourself forward? The most successful people are those who keep going despite the setbacks. They understand that each failure brings them one step closer to their goals, because it teaches them what works and what doesn't. Taking responsibility for your failures is also a key part of embracing them. When things go wrong, it's easy to blame others, circumstances, or luck. However, taking full responsibility for your failures allows you to gain control of the situation. Instead of pointing fingers or making excuses, look inward and ask yourself what you could have done differently. Taking responsibility is not about self-blame, but about acknowledging your role in the situation and using that awareness to grow and improve. At the same time, it's important to recognize that failure is often outside of your direct control. There are times when circumstances beyond your control contribute to failure. This does not mean you are powerless, rather it means that failure is a natural part of life. Rather than becoming discouraged, accept that failure is part of the process and that you can learn from it. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent, adaptable, and willing to grow through adversity. Another way to embrace failure is by celebrating your failures. This might sound counterintuitive, but celebrating your failures is a powerful practice that can shift your perspective. When you celebrate your failures, you acknowledge that they are part of your journey and that you are brave enough to take risks. Celebrating failure allows you to focus on the progress you've made, rather than the setback itself. It creates a positive association with failure, turning it into something to be proud of, rather than something to fear. Each failure brings you closer to success by teaching you valuable lessons and showing you what you need to improve. Failure also builds humility. When you fail, you are reminded that success is not guaranteed and that there is always room for growth. This humility keeps you grounded and focused on continuous improvement. Failure teaches you that there is always something new to learn and that no one has all the answers. It reminds you that the journey to greatness is one of constant learning, evolution, and growth. It's essential to remember that embracing failure is not about ignoring the emotional pain or frustration that comes with it. It's natural to feel disappointment, anger, or sadness when things don't go as planned. However, the key is not to dwell in these emotions, but to use them as stepping stones toward growth. Acknowledge your feelings, process them, and then shift your focus back to what you can do to move forward. Embracing failure means accepting both the emotional and practical aspects of the experience and using it as a catalyst for positive change. Finally, a key part of embracing failure is perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to keep going when things get tough. It's about maintaining your commitment to your goals, even in the face of setbacks. Every time you persevere through failure, you build the mental and emotional strength needed to overcome future challenges. It's easy to give up when things aren't going well, but perseverance is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. Each failure is an opportunity to practice perseverance, and with each practice your ability to push through adversity strengthens. In conclusion, embracing failure as a stepping stone to greatness is one of the most transformative shifts you can make in your life. Failure is not something to be feared or avoided. It is an integral part of the journey towards success. By reframing failure as a learning opportunity, taking responsibility for your actions, celebrating the lessons learned, and building resilience, you can turn every failure into a stepping stone that leads you closer to your goals. Remember, success is not about avoiding failure, but about learning from it and using it as fuel to keep moving forward. Embrace failure, persevere through it, and use it to propel yourself to greatness. Chapter 10. Transform your environment to reflect your positive mindset. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your thoughts, behaviors, and ultimately, your mindset. The people you surround yourself with, the physical spaces you inhabit, and the energy that flows around you all have a direct impact on your ability to maintain a positive mindset. If you want to cultivate an attitude of success, confidence, and resilience, you must intentionally design and transform your environment to support these aspirations. The idea is simple. Your environment should reflect the positive, growth-oriented mindset that you wish to cultivate. One of the most powerful principles in personal development is the idea that we become the average of the people we surround ourselves with. The relationships we nurture, the energy we absorb, and the influences we allow into our lives shape our thoughts and attitudes. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly negative, who doubt your abilities, or who drag you down, it becomes incredibly difficult to maintain a positive mindset. However, when you create an environment filled with uplifting, positive, and supportive people, your mindset shifts to one that is optimistic, focused, and goal-driven. The first step in transforming your environment is to evaluate the people around you. Look closely at the relationships in your life, both personal and professional. Are they nurturing, encouraging, and supportive? Or do they drain your energy, limit your potential, or reinforce negative beliefs? It's essential to surround yourself with people who inspire and empower you to be the best version of yourself. This doesn't mean that you need to cut out people who are not perfect or who have bad days. Everyone has their moments of negativity. What you need to focus on, however, is ensuring that the majority of the people in your life uplift you and encourage you to keep moving forward. Consider your circle of influence. Do you have friends, family, or colleagues who share your values, who encourage your growth, and who challenge you to be better? Do they celebrate your successes and provide constructive feedback when necessary? Seek out these individuals and invest time in building deeper connections with them. The more you align yourself with positive, like-minded individuals, the easier it becomes to adopt their mindset and make it your own. In addition to the people you surround yourself with, your physical environment is equally important in reflecting and reinforcing your positive mindset. Your workspace, your home, and the spaces you occupy throughout your day can either enhance or hinder your ability to maintain a positive, focused attitude. If your physical environment is cluttered, chaotic, or disorganized, it can contribute to feelings of stress, overwhelm, and distraction. A messy environment often leads to a messy mind, making it difficult to concentrate on your goals and take the necessary steps to achieve them. On the other hand, a well-organized, clean, and aesthetically pleasing space can promote clarity, calm, and focus. When you walk into a space that feels calm and inviting, it's easier to maintain a positive mindset and stay focused on your work. Take the time to create a workspace or home environment that reflects the positive energy you want to cultivate. This could mean decluttering your physical space, organizing your desk, and creating designated areas for relaxation and creativity. A tidy, organized environment promotes mental clarity and reduces feelings of stress, making it easier to stay on track with your goals. Beyond just organization, consider the energy and aesthetic of the spaces you occupy. Bright, open spaces filled with natural light tend to promote feelings of energy, optimism, and well-being. Consider adding plants, artwork, or other personal touches to your space that inspire you and create a positive atmosphere. The colors in your environment also have an impact on your mood. Lighter colors like whites, blues, and greens are known to promote calm and focus, while bold colors like red and orange can increase energy and motivation. Choose colors that align with the emotional and mental state you want to cultivate. Additionally, the sounds and smells in your environment can influence your mindset. Calm, peaceful music or nature sounds can promote relaxation and focus, while loud, jarring noises can create stress and distraction. If you're in an environment that allows it, consider playing soothing music or ambient sounds while you work. Similarly, the scent of your environment can also influence your mood. Aromatherapy has been shown to have a powerful effect on mood, so consider using essential oils like lavender, eucalyptus, or citrus to create a positive atmosphere. While organizing your physical environment is essential, it's also important to create an environment that supports your mental and emotional well-being. This involves cultivating an environment that fosters mindfulness, reflection, and personal growth. For example, you can create a space in your home where you can meditate, journal, or simply take time to reflect on your day. Having a designated space for mindfulness practices can help you stay grounded and focused, even during times of stress. Another way to transform your environment is by curating the content you consume. The media, books, podcasts, and social media feeds you engage with have a significant impact on your mindset. If you spend hours consuming negative news, toxic content, or following people who reinforce limiting beliefs, it can drain your energy and focus. On the other hand, if you fill your environment with content that inspires you, motivates you, and challenges you to grow, it supports your positive mindset and keeps you focused on your goals. Consider replacing time spent watching negative news or scrolling through social media with activities that feed your mind and soul. Listen to podcasts or audiobooks that encourage personal development, growth, and success. Follow individuals who inspire you and who are aligned with your values. By choosing to consume uplifting and empowering content, you are training your mind to stay focused on the positive aspects of life, which helps you maintain a resilient and optimistic mindset. Creating an environment that reflects your positive mindset also involves setting boundaries with those who might detract from your growth. Sometimes, negative influences come in the form of people who bring unnecessary drama or criticism into your life. While you can't always avoid these people, you can set boundaries to protect your peace and mental space. Learn to say no to situations, people, or activities that drain your energy or prevent you from staying focused on your goals. Setting healthy boundaries ensures that your environment remains a space of growth, positivity, and empowerment. One of the most powerful ways to transform your environment is by taking consistent action toward your goals. An environment that supports your growth isn't just about the physical space or the people around you. It's about the daily actions you take to reinforce your positive mindset. Whether it's setting clear intentions for the day, making progress on your goals, or simply committing to a positive attitude, your actions will shape the environment in which you operate. The more you align your actions with your mindset, the more your environment will naturally reflect that energy. Another key aspect of transforming your environment is to focus on the experiences you want to create. Your environment should not only reflect your goals, but should also inspire you to take action toward those goals. Create experiences that support your growth and success. For example, if your goal is to improve your physical health, transform your environment to make it easier for you to make healthy choices. Stock your kitchen with healthy foods, set up a workout area, and create a routine that encourages physical activity. When your environment aligns with your goals, it becomes easier to take action and stay motivated. Finally, remember that your environment is not just a reflection of your external circumstances, it is also a reflection of your inner world. Transforming your environment starts with transforming your mindset. As you work on cultivating a positive mindset, you will begin to notice that the changes in your thoughts and emotions will naturally manifest in your physical surroundings. When you work on your own growth, your environment will naturally reflect that progress, and your positive mindset will radiate outward. In conclusion, transforming your environment to reflect your positive mindset is an essential part of creating lasting success. It requires intentional effort to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, create physical spaces that promote focus and positivity, and consume content that aligns with your values and goals. By making small but significant changes to your environment, you create a space that supports your growth, reinforces your positive mindset, and propels you toward your aspirations. Remember, your environment is not just a backdrop for your life. It is a powerful tool that can help you achieve the greatness you deserve. By shaping your surroundings to reflect your positive mindset, you create an environment that encourages progress, fosters resilience, and inspires success. Chapter 11. Master self-discipline and stay consistent with your goals. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of any meaningful achievement. Whether you're working toward a personal goal, a professional ambition, or simply striving to improve your daily habits, self-discipline is what turns aspirations into reality. It is the ability to stay focused, manage your time, and persist through challenges, even when motivation wanes or distractions arise. Mastering self-discipline is not just about creating rigid routines or forcing yourself to do things you don't enjoy. It's about aligning your actions with your long-term objectives, making conscious choices that move you closer to your goals, and maintaining consistency over time. The first step toward mastering self-discipline is understanding that it is a skill, one that can be developed and strengthened over time. Self-discipline is not something you're born with, it's a practice. Like any skill, it requires effort, patience, and persistence to improve. The more you work on it, the more natural it becomes. Self-discipline is not about perfection or willpower alone. It is about creating systems and habits that make it easier for you to stay on track and continue progressing toward your goals, even when faced with challenges or temptations. One of the key principles of self-discipline is learning to delay gratification. In a world that is constantly offering instant rewards, whether through social media, entertainment, or even food, we often prioritize short-term pleasures over long-term goals. Mastering self-discipline means learning to resist these instant gratifications in favor of more meaningful, long-term rewards. This requires shifting your focus from immediate desires to your future success. When you choose to forego a quick pleasure for something that will contribute to your long-term happiness, you are strengthening your self-discipline. An important part of mastering self-discipline is understanding your priorities. Many of us struggle with maintaining discipline because we haven't clearly defined our goals or established a roadmap to achieve them. Without clear priorities, it becomes difficult to maintain focus or make consistent progress. Start by identifying what is truly important to you. Ask yourself, what are the goals that, if achieved, would bring you the most fulfillment? Once you have clarity on your priorities, it becomes easier to make decisions that align with those goals. Self-discipline is about making intentional choices that support your long-term vision and cutting out the distractions that prevent you from moving forward. Once you've established your priorities, the next step is to break them down into actionable steps. Goals can often feel overwhelming, especially when they are large or long-term. It's easy to become paralyzed by the magnitude of a task and to procrastinate because of that fear. The key to overcoming this is to break your goals down into smaller, more manageable tasks. Each step you take toward your goal becomes a building block, making the process feel less intimidating. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, the idea of writing thousands of words can seem daunting. But by breaking it down into manageable daily writing sessions, the task becomes more achievable. The same applies to any other goal. Small, consistent steps, when done over time, will lead to big results. The power of consistency cannot be overstated when it comes to self-discipline. Consistency is what makes self-discipline sustainable. It is not about working tirelessly for a week or two and then burning out. Instead, it's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating routines and habits that support your goals and making them a non-negotiable part of your life. One of the most effective ways to build consistency is to create a daily routine that reinforces your objectives. By integrating productive actions into your daily schedule, they become automatic and less dependent on motivation. This reduces the need for willpower and allows you to take consistent action with ease. Another essential component of self-discipline is learning how to manage distractions. In today's fast-paced, technology-driven world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, emails, notifications, and endless sources of entertainment can pull your attention away from your goals. Mastering self-discipline means learning how to stay focused despite these distractions. One way to manage distractions is by creating a dedicated environment for work and productivity. This could mean turning off your phone notifications, organizing your workspace, or setting aside specific blocks of time for focused work. Additionally, practice the technique of single tasking rather than multitasking. Multitasking can lead to decreased productivity and a scattered focus. By focusing on one task at a time, you allow yourself to work more efficiently and stay in the flow. Accountability is another powerful tool in developing self-discipline. It's easy to procrastinate when no one is watching or when there are no external consequences for not following through on your commitments. However, when you have someone to hold you accountable, you're more likely to stay on track. This can be a mentor, a friend, a colleague, or even a coach. Accountability works because it introduces an external layer of responsibility, which makes you more committed to your goals. When you know that someone else is expecting you to follow through, you're more likely to stay disciplined and keep your promises to yourself. If you don't have someone to be accountable to, consider joining a group or community of people who share similar goals. The support of others can help keep you motivated and on track. Another powerful aspect of self-discipline is learning to manage your energy. Self-discipline is not about grinding yourself into the ground. It's about working with your natural rhythms and making sure you're operating at your best. Pay attention to when you feel most productive and energized during the day. Some people are early risers, while others are night owls. By aligning your most important tasks with your peak energy times, you can work more effectively and avoid burnout. Additionally, it's essential to take care of your physical health. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and sufficient rest are all necessary components of maintaining the energy levels needed to stay disciplined and focused. To truly master self-discipline, it's important to be patient with yourself and practice self-compassion. Self-discipline is a lifelong journey, not a one-time achievement. There will be moments when you slip up, when you lose focus, or when you get off track. Instead of beating yourself up for these moments, use them as learning opportunities. Acknowledge that no one is perfect and that mistakes are part of the process. The key is not to let setbacks derail you completely. Get back on track as soon as possible and continue moving forward. Remember, self-discipline is about progress, not perfection. One of the most effective ways to strengthen your self-discipline is by creating small wins. Each time you accomplish a task or stick to a commitment, you build momentum and reinforce the habit of discipline. These small wins add up over time and create a sense of accomplishment, making it easier to stay motivated and consistent. A powerful way to track these wins is through journaling or reflecting on your progress. Write down your goals, your daily actions, and the results you're seeing. This reflection not only helps you stay accountable, but it also serves as a reminder of how far you've come. A key element of self-discipline is the ability to say no. Saying no to distractions, unimportant tasks, or even people who drain your energy is essential for staying focused on your goals. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities, you're saying no to your own progress. Learning how to say no gracefully is a skill that will serve you throughout your life. It's about setting boundaries that allow you to protect your time and energy for the things that truly matter. Finally, remember that self-discipline is a muscle that grows stronger with consistent practice. Just like physical exercise, the more you work on your self-discipline, the more natural it becomes. Every time you follow through on your commitments, every time you resist distractions, and every time you make a choice that aligns with your long-term goals, you strengthen your ability to stay disciplined. Over time, self-discipline will become an ingrained part of who you are, and your ability to stay focused and consistent will lead to extraordinary results. In conclusion, mastering self-discipline is not about rigid routines or willpower alone. It's about creating a system of habits, routines, and strategies that align with your goals and values. It's about making conscious decisions that move you closer to your aspirations, even when motivation is low. By cultivating self-discipline, you empower yourself to achieve greatness and transform your life. Through focus, consistency, and perseverance, you can create the success you desire and build the life you deserve. Remember, the journey to mastering self-discipline is ongoing, but with each small step you take, you move closer to becoming the person you want to be. Chapter 12. Learn from setbacks and use them for future success. Setbacks are inevitable in life. No one is immune to them. Whether they are professional failures, personal challenges, or moments of deep disappointment, setbacks can often feel like the end of the road. However, setbacks do not define your future unless you let them. In fact, setbacks are some of the greatest opportunities for growth and learning that you will encounter. The key is learning how to process them, learn from them, and use them as stepping stones to greater success. The most successful individuals are not those who avoid setbacks, but those who know how to bounce back from them stronger and more determined. The first step in learning from setbacks is changing your perspective. Instead of viewing them as failures or signs of inadequacy, see them as lessons in disguise. Every setback you experience holds valuable information that can guide you in making better decisions in the future. When you face a setback, ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? What can I learn from this situation? By reframing your mindset and viewing setbacks as opportunities for growth, you empower yourself to take control of the situation rather than allowing it to control you. One of the most powerful ways to learn from setbacks is through reflection. After experiencing a setback, take time to reflect on what happened and why it happened. This reflection should be objective and without judgment. It's important to separate your sense of self-worth from the setback itself. A failure or challenge doesn't mean that you are a failure. It simply means that something didn't go as planned, and now it's time to analyze why and how to proceed from there. Reflection allows you to identify patterns, uncover blind spots, and recognize areas where you can improve. This process of self-awareness is essential for personal growth. In the process of reflection, it's vital to distinguish between things that are within your control and things that are not. Many setbacks occur due to external circumstances that are beyond your control, such as the economy, other people's actions, or unforeseen events. It's important to acknowledge these factors, but not to dwell on them excessively. Instead, focus on what you can control, your response, your mindset, and your next steps. Recognizing that you cannot control everything gives you a sense of peace and allows you to focus on the aspects of the situation that you can change. This focus will enable you to move forward with clarity and purpose. Another key aspect of learning from setbacks is practicing resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, to bounce back after adversity, and to maintain a sense of optimism and determination in the face of challenges. Resilience doesn't mean that you don't feel disappointment or frustration when setbacks occur. It means that you don't let those feelings consume you or prevent you from moving forward. Instead of giving up, resilient individuals use setbacks as fuel to propel themselves forward. They understand that the path to success is not linear, and they are willing to adapt, change course, and keep going no matter how difficult things may seem. Resilience is not something you are born with, it is something you can develop over time. The more you face setbacks and navigate through them, the stronger your resilience becomes. To build resilience, practice viewing every setback as an opportunity to grow stronger. Ask yourself, what strength did I develop during this setback? How can I use this experience to become more capable in the future? This mindset shift will help you approach challenges with a sense of purpose and determination rather than fear or defeat. Setbacks are also a great opportunity to develop problem-solving skills. When things don't go according to plan, it forces you to think critically and come up with new solutions. Instead of dwelling on the problem, shift your focus to finding solutions. Break down the problem into smaller, manageable pieces and begin to brainstorm possible solutions. Often, setbacks challenge you to think outside the box and come up with innovative ways to move forward. This process of creative problem-solving not only helps you overcome the current setback, but also prepares you for future challenges. Another critical element of learning from setbacks is the ability to maintain a positive mindset. It's easy to fall into negative thinking when things don't go your way. Self-doubt, frustration, and fear of failure can creep in and hold you back from making progress. However, a positive mindset is essential for overcoming setbacks and moving forward. Instead of focusing on the negative aspects of the situation, focus on what you can learn, what you can improve, and how you can grow. This shift in focus from problem to solution will help you maintain motivation and clarity, even during difficult times. When setbacks occur, it's important to avoid the trap of perfectionism. Perfectionism can lead to self-criticism and a fear of failure, which can prevent you from taking action and learning from your mistakes. Perfectionism often leads to a cycle of procrastination, as the desire to avoid failure keeps you from moving forward. Instead of striving for perfection, aim for progress. Progress is something you can measure and build upon, while perfection is an impossible standard that can hold you back. Embrace the idea that mistakes and setbacks are part of the process of achieving your goals, not a sign of failure. Another aspect of dealing with setbacks is managing your expectations. While it's important to have high standards for yourself, it's equally important to be realistic about what you can achieve in a given time frame. Sometimes, setbacks happen simply because expectations were set too high, or because the situation required more time, resources, or effort than anticipated. By setting realistic goals and timelines, you can avoid unnecessary disappointment and frustration when things don't go according to plan. At the same time, be willing to adjust your expectations and plans as needed, based on the circumstances. Flexibility is a key component of resilience and growth. In addition to learning from setbacks, it's crucial to build a support system that can help you through difficult times. Surround yourself with people who understand your challenges, offer encouragement, and provide a fresh perspective. Sometimes, setbacks can feel isolating, and having the support of others can make all the difference. Whether it's a mentor, a colleague, a friend, or a family member, having someone to talk to and share your struggles with can help you process your emotions, gain insights, and stay motivated. People who believe in you and your potential can remind you of your strengths and help you refocus on your goals. It's also important to celebrate small victories along the way. Setbacks can make it easy to focus solely on what's not going right, but it's essential to acknowledge and celebrate the progress you've made. Every small win is a step toward your larger goal. By celebrating these victories, you build confidence and momentum that will help you keep going, even when things get tough. This sense of accomplishment reinforces your belief in your ability to overcome setbacks and achieve your goals. A critical part of learning from setbacks is accepting that progress takes time. Success doesn't happen overnight, and setbacks are a natural part of the journey. By embracing setbacks as part of the process, you avoid feeling discouraged or defeated when things don't go as planned. Instead, you can maintain a long-term perspective and recognize that every setback is just a temporary detour, not the end of the road. Progress may not always be linear, but with perseverance and a willingness to learn from each setback, you will continue to move forward and achieve the success you desire. Lastly, it's important to practice self-compassion when setbacks occur. Be kind to yourself and recognize that setbacks are a natural part of life. Instead of being overly critical or harsh on yourself, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend who is going through a difficult time. Self-compassion helps you maintain emotional resilience, which is essential for moving forward after setbacks. When you give yourself permission to make mistakes and learn from them, you allow yourself the freedom to grow without the burden of self-judgment. In conclusion, setbacks are not obstacles, they are stepping stones to success. How you respond to setbacks ultimately determines your ability to achieve your goals. By reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth, reflecting on what went wrong, maintaining a positive mindset, and practicing resilience, you can use each setback as a valuable lesson that moves you closer to your aspirations. Remember that failure is not the end, it's simply a detour on the path to success. By learning from setbacks and using them as tools for improvement, you empower yourself to keep moving forward, stronger and more capable than before. With persistence, self-compassion, and a willingness to learn, there is no setback that can prevent you from achieving greatness. Chapter 13. Celebrate small victories to fuel your motivation daily. Celebrating small victories is one of the most powerful ways to fuel your motivation on a daily basis. It may seem counterintuitive to focus on the little wins when the bigger goals seem far off in the distance, but this practice is one of the most effective ways to build momentum, stay energized, and keep moving forward, especially during times of uncertainty or challenge. Often, we get so fixated on the end goal that we overlook the smaller milestones that we achieve along the way. These small victories are not just incidental, they are the building blocks of long-term success. By taking time to acknowledge and celebrate them, you create a cycle of positive reinforcement that keeps your motivation high and your focus sharp. The first reason why celebrating small victories is so powerful is that it helps you stay connected to your progress. When you have big, ambitious goals, it's easy to get discouraged, especially if those goals feel distant or out of reach. The journey toward your destination can feel long and overwhelming, making it difficult to maintain motivation. However, by focusing on the smaller wins along the way, you remind yourself that you are indeed making progress, even if it's slow. This recognition is crucial because it helps you see that each step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward your ultimate success. Celebrating these victories brings a sense of accomplishment, helping you realize that your efforts are paying off, even if you haven't reached the finish line yet. Small victories also build confidence. Confidence is an essential ingredient for success, and it is built by consistently achieving your goals, no matter how small. Each time you accomplish something, you reaffirm your belief in your ability to succeed. When you celebrate these victories, you are reinforcing the idea that you are capable of achieving your larger goals. This reinforcement of self-belief makes it easier to take on even bigger challenges. Confidence doesn't just come from accomplishing big things, it comes from acknowledging and celebrating the smaller steps along the way. The more you celebrate your progress, the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever challenges lie ahead. In addition to boosting confidence, celebrating small victories is a powerful way to maintain your energy and focus. Motivation is not a constant, it ebbs and flows. Some days you wake up with a clear sense of purpose and energy, ready to tackle your goals. Other days, it's harder to get started. This is completely natural. What matters is how you keep your motivation alive on those days when it's harder to stay focused. By celebrating small victories, you create moments of joy and pride that keep you energized and engaged. These moments serve as reminders of what you're working toward and the progress you've made. When you celebrate, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical that reinforces the positive experience and motivates you to keep going. One of the biggest benefits of celebrating small victories is that it prevents burnout. The path to success is rarely a straight line. It is filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. If you only focus on the final goal and disregard the small wins along the way, you risk losing sight of why you started in the first place. Over time, this can lead to frustration, burnout, and disillusionment. However, by celebrating each milestone, you create a series of positive moments that help you stay energized and engaged. These moments keep the journey exciting and prevent you from feeling like you're running on empty. Recognizing and celebrating small victories serves as a reminder that the effort you're putting in is worthwhile and that each day brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Celebrating small victories also helps you stay in the present moment. Often, we get so focused on the future that we forget to appreciate the progress we're making right now. We can get caught up in worrying about the things we haven't done yet, or the obstacles that still stand in our way. But when you take a moment to celebrate the small victories, you shift your focus to what you have accomplished, rather than what still needs to be done. This helps you cultivate gratitude for your journey and recognize the value of the present moment. By staying present and appreciating your progress, you can reduce stress and increase your sense of satisfaction, even while working toward long-term goals. A simple yet effective way to celebrate small victories is by tracking your progress. This could mean keeping a journal, creating a visual tracker, or marking off achievements on a calendar. The act of visually seeing your progress helps solidify the idea that you're moving forward and keeps you motivated. It's easy to lose sight of how far you've come when you're focused on what's left to do, but by tracking your progress, you create a tangible reminder of how much you've already accomplished. Tracking your victories also provides you with a sense of accountability and a clear record of your journey, which can be incredibly valuable during moments when you're feeling discouraged or frustrated. Another important aspect of celebrating small victories is the emotional impact it has on you. When you celebrate, you create positive emotions that reinforce the habit of pursuing your goals. This positive emotional connection makes the process more enjoyable, and when something feels enjoyable, it becomes easier to stick with it. You start associating progress with positive emotions, which motivates you to keep making those small strides. Whether it's a simple "I did it" moment or a more elaborate celebration with friends or family, these moments of joy and pride help create lasting memories that propel you toward your next goal. Celebrating small victories also allows you to shift your focus from the negatives to the positives. It's easy to become fixated on what's not going right or the obstacles that stand in your way. This negative focus can be draining and demotivating. By celebrating the small victories, you intentionally choose to focus on what's going well. This positive reinforcement helps you stay motivated, as it trains your brain to look for the good rather than getting stuck in a negative loop. It allows you to see that progress is happening, even if it feels slow, and that your efforts are having an impact. While it's important to celebrate your own small victories, it's equally important to acknowledge the victories of others. Surrounding yourself with people who celebrate their own successes will create an atmosphere of positivity and motivation. This sense of community and shared progress can serve as a source of inspiration, reminding you that success is not a solitary journey. By celebrating the victories of others, you create a culture of support and encouragement, where everyone feels motivated to keep moving forward. This collective celebration can build a sense of camaraderie and foster a shared commitment to growth and achievement. When celebrating small victories, it's essential to recognize that there is no such thing as an insignificant achievement. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a reflection of your hard work, determination and commitment. These small wins accumulate over time and eventually lead to significant transformation. Whether it's finishing a challenging project, overcoming a fear, or simply sticking to a new habit for a week, every victory counts. By acknowledging and celebrating these moments, you honor your progress and reinforce the mindset that success is built on consistent effort. Celebrating small victories also builds momentum. When you celebrate one success, you create a positive feedback loop that encourages you to take more action. The more you celebrate, the more motivated you become to achieve even greater victories. Momentum is a powerful force in achieving goals. It's the energy that keeps you moving forward, even when you face setbacks or obstacles. Celebrating your small victories helps you build that momentum, making it easier to stay focused and driven as you work toward larger goals. In conclusion, celebrating small victories is one of the most effective ways to fuel your motivation on a daily basis. It creates a positive feedback loop that reinforces your commitment, builds confidence, and keeps you focused on your goals. Small victories provide the emotional, mental, and practical reinforcement you need to continue making progress, even when the road ahead seems long or uncertain. By tracking your progress, staying present, and acknowledging the value of every step forward, you build a foundation of motivation that propels you toward your ultimate success. Remember, success is not defined by one big achievement, but by the accumulation of many small victories along the way. Celebrate those victories, and you'll find the energy and determination to keep pushing forward, no matter the challenges that arise. Chapter 14. Strengthen your emotional intelligence to improve relationships. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is one of the most powerful skills you can cultivate to improve not only your personal growth, but also your relationships with others. While intelligence, IQ, is often emphasized in traditional education and professional environments, emotional intelligence plays an equally crucial role in how we interact with the world around us. EQ refers to the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence our own emotions and the emotions of others. It is the foundation of healthy, thriving relationships, both in our personal and professional lives. Mastering emotional intelligence not only enhances communication, empathy, and social skills, but it also creates an environment where trust, cooperation, and mutual understanding can flourish. The first step in strengthening your emotional intelligence is to increase self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, how they influence your behavior, and how they affect those around you. It is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence, as it allows you to identify patterns in your emotions and reactions. By understanding what triggers certain emotional responses, you can begin to gain better control over them instead of being controlled by them. For example, consider a situation where you feel angry during a discussion. If you're self-aware, you can pinpoint the exact moment or reason for your anger. Perhaps you feel dismissed or misunderstood, and that is triggering your frustration. Without self-awareness, you might simply react by raising your voice or withdrawing from the conversation. But with self-awareness, you can take a moment to pause, understand your emotional response, and decide how to respond constructively. Self-awareness allows you to take a step back from your emotions and choose your actions intentionally, rather than allowing emotions to dictate your behavior. To develop greater self-awareness, make a habit of reflecting on your emotions and actions daily. Keep a journal where you record your emotional experiences and reflect on how they influenced your decisions and interactions. Over time, this will help you identify recurring emotional patterns and better understand your triggers. By being mindful of your emotions, you can begin to take proactive steps to manage them effectively. The second key component of emotional intelligence is self-regulation, which is closely tied to self-awareness. Self-regulation is the ability to manage your emotions in healthy ways and maintain control over your impulses. This skill helps you respond to situations calmly and rationally, even when emotions run high. Self-regulation doesn't mean suppressing or denying your emotions. Rather, it's about managing them effectively and ensuring that they don't negatively affect your decisions or interactions. For example, when you're upset during a conversation, self-regulation allows you to take a deep breath, pause, and think before reacting. It means not letting frustration or anger dictate your words or actions, but instead responding in a manner that aligns with your values and goals. Self-regulation is crucial for maintaining peaceful and productive relationships, because it prevents emotional outbursts or impulsive decisions that could harm others or derail progress. To strengthen your self-regulation, practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Deep breathing, meditation, and mindful awareness can help you stay grounded and focused in emotionally charged situations. By incorporating these practices into your daily life, you can build a greater sense of emotional control and resilience. Additionally, developing healthy coping strategies, such as physical exercise or engaging in hobbies, can help you manage stress and frustration in productive ways. The third aspect of emotional intelligence is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It allows you to connect with people on a deeper emotional level, foster compassion, and respond with kindness and understanding. Empathy is vital for building trust and rapport in relationships because it helps you see things from others' perspectives and validate their emotions. People want to feel heard, understood, and supported, and empathy is the key to providing that support. To develop empathy, practice active listening. When someone is speaking to you, focus on understanding their perspective rather than formulating your response. Pay attention to their tone of voice, body language, and emotional cues. Acknowledge their feelings and show that you value their experience. You can say things like, "I understand how that must have felt," or "It sounds like you're really frustrated." By showing that you genuinely care about their emotions, you create a sense of trust and emotional connection. Another way to build empathy is by putting yourself in other people's shoes. Imagine how they might be feeling in a given situation and consider how you would want to be treated in their place. Practicing empathy allows you to approach interactions with a sense of kindness and understanding, which strengthens relationships and creates a supportive, caring environment. Social skills, the fourth component of emotional intelligence, are essential for building and maintaining strong relationships. Social skills encompass a wide range of abilities, including effective communication, conflict resolution, and collaboration. People with strong social skills know how to engage with others in a positive, respectful way and can navigate social situations with ease. They are adept at building rapport, fostering teamwork, and resolving conflicts in a constructive manner. To enhance your social skills, focus on improving your communication. Effective communication involves not only expressing your thoughts clearly, but also listening actively and being mindful of nonverbal cues. Make an effort to be present in conversations, give others your full attention, and be open to feedback. When conflicts arise, approach them with a solution-oriented mindset. Rather than assigning blame or getting defensive, focus on finding common ground and addressing the issue in a way that respects everyone's feelings. By improving your communication and conflict resolution skills, you'll be able to strengthen relationships and foster an atmosphere of cooperation and understanding. Building trust is another important aspect of social skills. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and it is earned through consistent actions, transparency, and respect. Be reliable, follow through on your commitments, and be honest with others. When you demonstrate integrity and authenticity in your interactions, you create a sense of safety and security, which encourages deeper, more meaningful connections. One of the key benefits of strengthening your emotional intelligence is that it enhances your ability to collaborate with others. In both personal and professional environments, collaboration is essential for achieving shared goals. People with high emotional intelligence can work well in teams, understand the dynamics of group interactions, and navigate differences in opinions and personalities. By fostering empathy, effective communication, and respect, you can create an environment that encourages collaboration and collective success. A critical aspect of emotional intelligence is the ability to manage stress. Life is full of challenges and uncertainties, and it's normal to experience stress. However, how you manage stress can significantly impact your relationships and overall well-being. High levels of stress can lead to emotional outbursts, poor decision-making, and strained relationships. By practicing emotional regulation and learning healthy stress management techniques, you can reduce the impact of stress on your life and relationships. Physical exercise, meditation, and relaxation techniques are all effective ways to manage stress and maintain emotional balance. Self-compassion is another important element of emotional intelligence. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things go wrong or when you make mistakes. However, practicing self-compassion allows you to be kinder and more understanding toward yourself, which in turn enables you to extend that kindness to others. When you treat yourself with the same empathy and care that you offer to others, you create a healthier relationship with yourself, which positively impacts your interactions with others. Be patient with yourself, acknowledge your imperfections, and give yourself the grace to grow. Lastly, emotional intelligence is crucial for creating a positive and supportive environment. When you cultivate emotional intelligence, you contribute to a culture of respect, understanding, and cooperation. People are more likely to feel heard, valued, and supported in environments where emotional intelligence is nurtured. Whether you're working in a team, managing a group, or simply interacting with friends and family, the ability to understand and manage emotions creates an atmosphere that fosters collaboration, trust, and mutual respect. In conclusion, strengthening your emotional intelligence is one of the most effective ways to improve your relationships and create a positive, thriving environment around you. Self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills are the pillars of emotional intelligence that enable you to navigate relationships with grace, understanding, and effectiveness. By developing these skills, you not only enhance your ability to connect with others, but also contribute to a more compassionate and supportive world. The more you practice emotional intelligence, the more you build stronger, deeper, and more meaningful relationships, leading to greater personal fulfillment and success. Chapter 15. Prioritize health and well-being to fuel mental clarity. Prioritizing health and well-being is often viewed as a luxury or a secondary concern, something to focus on after everything else in life has been taken care of. However, in reality, your health is the foundation upon which everything else in your life rests. Mental clarity, focus, productivity, emotional resilience, and even your ability to achieve your goals all depend on the state of your physical and mental health. When your health is neglected, everything else begins to suffer, no matter how hard you work or how committed you are to your ambitions. On the other hand, when you make your health and well-being a priority, you unlock the energy, clarity, and strength needed to tackle life's challenges and pursue your goals with vigor and purpose. The first step in prioritizing your health is recognizing that your mind and body are deeply interconnected. It's easy to focus solely on one aspect of health, like physical fitness, while neglecting mental health or vice versa. However, true well-being encompasses both. Mental clarity cannot thrive without a healthy body, and physical health cannot be maintained without emotional well-being. Achieving balance between the two is essential. If you prioritize one over the other, you'll likely find that your energy and focus are compromised, making it harder to stay productive, engaged, and positive. On the flip side, when you focus on nurturing both your body and your mind, you create a cycle of health that supports and amplifies each aspect of your life. A crucial part of prioritizing health is creating and maintaining healthy habits that promote overall well-being. The key to lasting health is consistency. Healthy habits aren't something you do just once or twice and expect results. They need to be built into your daily routine. This doesn't mean adopting extreme measures or overwhelming yourself with complicated regimens. It means starting with small, sustainable actions that you can commit to every day. Over time, these small actions compound into significant, lasting improvements in your physical and mental health. Start by focusing on your physical health. One of the most important aspects of physical health is regular exercise. Exercise is not only beneficial for maintaining a healthy weight and improving cardiovascular health, but it also has a profound impact on mental clarity. Regular physical activity has been shown to reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance cognitive function. Whether it's a 30-minute walk, a yoga session, or a strength training workout, the act of moving your body increases blood flow to the brain, improves focus, and releases endorphins, your brain's natural feel-good chemicals. Exercise doesn't have to be intense or time-consuming to be effective. The key is to find activities that you enjoy and can do consistently. Regular movement, even if it's just a walk around the block or stretching for a few minutes in the morning, can do wonders for your mental clarity. When you prioritize daily physical activity, you set yourself up for improved focus, productivity, and energy throughout the day. Additionally, physical activity helps regulate sleep patterns, which is essential for both mental and physical health. Equally important to your physical health is the food you consume. Nutrition plays a fundamental role in mental clarity and overall well-being. The foods you eat provide your body and brain with the necessary nutrients to function optimally. A poor diet, high in processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats, can lead to brain fog, fatigue, and irritability, making it harder to focus and think clearly. On the other hand, a balanced diet, rich in whole foods, such as fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole grains, provides your body and brain with the energy and nutrients needed to perform at its best. Incorporating nutrient-dense foods into your diet helps stabilize blood sugar levels, boost energy, and improve cognitive function. Foods rich in antioxidants, like berries, leafy greens, and nuts, help reduce oxidative stress in the brain, supporting mental clarity and memory. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, flax seeds, and walnuts, are also essential for brain health. These healthy fats support brain function, improve focus, and promote overall cognitive performance. A well-balanced diet doesn't just fuel your body, it fuels your mind, making it easier to stay sharp and focused throughout the day. Sleep is another critical component of health that is often overlooked in the pursuit of success. In our fast-paced, productivity-driven culture, sleep is frequently sacrificed in the name of work or personal ambitions. However, sleep is essential for both physical and mental clarity. During sleep, your body repairs itself, consolidates memories, and processes emotions. Lack of sleep or poor quality sleep can lead to impaired cognitive function, poor decision-making, irritability, and a weakened immune system. To prioritize your well-being, it's essential to make sleep a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of restful sleep each night and create an environment conducive to good sleep hygiene. This includes limiting screen time before bed, keeping your sleep environment cool and dark, and establishing a relaxing pre-sleep routine, such as reading or meditation. Mental health is equally important in fostering clarity and well-being. Prioritizing mental health involves creating space for relaxation, reflection, and stress management. High levels of stress, anxiety, or negative emotions can cloud your judgment, reduce your focus, and drain your energy. One of the most effective ways to manage stress is through mindfulness practices, such as meditation, deep breathing, or journaling. Mindfulness helps you stay present, reduce mental clutter, and maintain a sense of calm amidst life's challenges. When you take time each day to engage in mindfulness practices, you create mental space for clarity, creativity, and problem solving. Meditation, in particular, has been shown to enhance mental clarity by training your brain to focus and quiet the noise of daily life. Even just 10 to 15 minutes of meditation each day can significantly improve your ability to concentrate, reduce stress, and enhance your overall mental well-being. Deep breathing exercises are another simple yet powerful tool for calming your mind and improving focus. By taking slow, intentional breaths, you activate the body's relaxation response, which helps reduce stress and increases mental clarity. Another crucial aspect of prioritizing mental health is emotional regulation. Learning how to manage your emotions effectively is key to maintaining a clear and focused mind. Emotions like anger, frustration, and sadness can cloud your judgment, impair decision-making, and drain your energy. Developing emotional intelligence allows you to recognize, understand, and regulate your emotions in a healthy way. When you're able to navigate your emotions with greater awareness, you create a sense of inner peace that enhances your mental clarity and overall well-being. Building strong social connections is also vital for mental health. Human beings are social creatures, and our relationships play a significant role in our emotional well-being. Having a supportive network of friends, family, or colleagues provides a sense of belonging, reduces feelings of loneliness, and offers a source of encouragement during tough times. Social connection also helps reduce stress and boosts feelings of happiness and contentment. Investing in meaningful relationships allows you to feel supported, grounded, and energized, all of which contribute to mental clarity and well-being. In addition to all of the physical and emotional practices, it's essential to make time for things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Life is about balance, and while it's important to prioritize health and well-being, it's equally important to engage in activities that make you feel alive. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, traveling, spending time with loved ones, or engaging in creative activities, these moments of joy fuel your mental clarity and allow you to recharge. Pursuing passions outside of work or obligations provides an outlet for creativity, stress relief, and personal growth, all of which contribute to your overall well-being. As you prioritize your health and well-being, you'll notice a profound impact on your ability to think clearly, stay focused, and navigate challenges with greater ease. When you feel physically energized and mentally clear, you are better able to tackle tasks, make decisions, and maintain a positive outlook on life. Prioritizing health isn't about striving for perfection or following an unattainable ideal. It's about consistently making choices that support your well-being and create a foundation for success. Remember that achieving mental clarity and overall well-being is a holistic process. It's about balancing the physical, mental, and emotional aspects of your life and making consistent, sustainable choices that align with your goals. Health and well-being are not static achievements, but ongoing practices that evolve with you as you grow. By making your health a priority, you're not only investing in your immediate success, but also in your long-term happiness, resilience, and ability to thrive in every area of your life. With each small step you take to improve your health, you're laying the groundwork for a life that is clear, focused, and filled with purpose. Chapter 16. Turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Obstacles are an inevitable part of life, and no one is immune to facing challenges. Whether they come in the form of failures, setbacks, unexpected changes, or unforeseen circumstances, obstacles have the power to either hinder our progress or propel us forward. The difference lies in how we perceive and respond to them. Instead of viewing obstacles as roadblocks or signs of failure, we have the power to transform them into opportunities for growth. This mindset shift can radically change the trajectory of your life, helping you to approach difficulties with resilience, creativity, and optimism. The first step in turning every obstacle into an opportunity for growth is to change your mindset. Too often, we view obstacles as negative experiences that are out of our control and capable of stopping us in our tracks. This is a limiting perspective that breeds frustration, discouragement, and even fear. However, when you approach obstacles with the mindset that they are not barriers but opportunities for learning, you open the door to growth and development. Every challenge, no matter how daunting, is a chance to discover something new about yourself, develop new skills, and gain insights that will help you succeed in the future. When faced with an obstacle, the first thing you must do is to shift from a victim mentality to a solution-oriented mindset. It's easy to feel powerless when things aren't going as planned. You might feel overwhelmed or defeated, questioning why things aren't working out the way you hoped. However, staying in this negative mindset only keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and helplessness. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this challenge to grow? What strengths do I need to develop to overcome this situation? This reframing of the obstacle as an opportunity for personal development allows you to take control of the situation rather than feeling controlled by it. Another crucial element in turning obstacles into opportunities for growth is the ability to embrace discomfort. Growth happens when we step outside of our comfort zones and face challenges head-on. Obstacles often push us into unfamiliar territory, requiring us to adapt, innovate, and overcome our limitations. While discomfort is natural, it should not be something to fear. In fact, it is often through discomfort that we discover our true potential. Every time you confront an obstacle, you have the chance to expand your skills, sharpen your resilience, and develop the confidence that comes from overcoming adversity. For example, consider the process of learning a new skill or taking on a new project. At first, you may feel uncertain or inexperienced, and the obstacle of learning something new can seem overwhelming. However, as you persist, adapt, and refine your abilities, you gain mastery and confidence. The process of pushing through these early difficulties not only enhances your capabilities, but also builds your ability to handle future challenges with greater ease. When you embrace discomfort as part of the growth process, you become more adaptable and resilient in the face of obstacles. Furthermore, overcoming obstacles often forces us to think creatively and develop innovative solutions. When things don't go according to plan, we must adapt and find alternative ways of reaching our goals. Obstacles push us to think outside the box, explore new approaches, and consider perspectives we might not have previously entertained. For example, a business owner might face an obstacle such as a financial setback or market downturn. Rather than simply accepting defeat, they may brainstorm new marketing strategies, develop new products, or pivot to a different target market. The process of problem solving not only helps them overcome the obstacle, but also leads to new ideas and opportunities that might not have emerged without the challenge. In many cases, Obstacles reveal strengths and talents that we might not have recognized in ourselves. When faced with a difficult situation, we often discover abilities such as problem solving, patience, resilience, and creativity that we hadn't fully developed before. These strengths are cultivated through the process of navigating adversity. For example, an athlete who faces a setback due to an injury may discover a new level of mental toughness or perseverance that they hadn't tapped into before. An entrepreneur who faces a business failure may learn new strategies for resilience, adaptability, and innovation that serve them well in future ventures. In this way, obstacles become catalysts for discovering and refining the qualities that enable us to thrive. Another important way to turn obstacles into opportunities for growth is by viewing them as chances for self-reflection. Every challenge provides an opportunity to examine our current path, question our assumptions, and assess our goals. Obstacles force us to evaluate whether the strategies we are using are effective or if we need to adjust our approach. This self-reflection can lead to greater clarity, improved decision-making, and a deeper understanding of what is truly important to us. When we encounter setbacks, we are forced to assess whether our goals and values are still aligned with the direction we're taking. This re-evaluation can often lead to new, more refined goals that are more in tune with our true desires. Additionally, obstacles provide us with the opportunity to develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, effort, and perseverance. Those with a growth mindset view challenges as opportunities to learn and improve, rather than as threats to their competence or self-worth. By embracing a growth mindset, you can approach obstacles with curiosity and enthusiasm, seeking to understand the lessons they hold and how you can grow as a result. Instead of avoiding challenges, you begin to see them as integral to your personal and professional development. An important part of developing a growth mindset is learning to embrace failure. Failure is often viewed as something to avoid at all costs, but in reality, failure is a natural part of the growth process. When you fail, it's not a reflection of your abilities or your potential, it's simply a sign that you've encountered a challenge that requires you to adapt and learn. Instead of fearing failure, view it as a valuable opportunity to learn from your mistakes, adjust your approach, and try again. Many of the most successful people in history have failed multiple times before achieving their goals. The key is to use failure as a stepping stone rather than letting it define you. Another way to turn obstacles into opportunities for growth is by cultivating patience and persistence. Many obstacles require time and sustained effort to overcome. It's easy to become discouraged when progress seems slow or when setbacks feel insurmountable. However, by practicing patience and persistence, you can continue to move forward even in the face of adversity. Every small step you take, no matter how insignificant it may seem, brings you closer to your goal. By committing to the process and trusting in your ability to overcome obstacles, you build the resilience necessary to reach your destination. Moreover, obstacles provide the opportunity to build a deeper sense of gratitude. When we face challenges, it is often easy to become frustrated, angry, or resentful about the situation. However, learning to shift your perspective and embrace gratitude during difficult times can help you grow stronger. Gratitude allows you to focus on what you can learn from the obstacle and the strength you are developing through the experience. Even in the face of hardship, there are always lessons to be learned and opportunities for growth. By embracing these lessons with a grateful heart, you can transform your perspective on obstacles and make them stepping stones on the path to success. Finally, it's essential to surround yourself with a support system that encourages you to view obstacles as opportunities for growth. When you face challenges, it can be easy to feel isolated or discouraged. However, having a network of supportive individuals who believe in you and your ability to overcome obstacles can make all the difference. These people can provide guidance, encouragement and perspective, helping you navigate difficult situations and reminding you of your resilience. A strong support system provides the emotional strength and motivation necessary to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead is unclear. In conclusion, obstacles are an inevitable part of life, but they are not roadblocks to success. They are opportunities for growth. By changing your perspective, embracing discomfort, developing a growth mindset, and reflecting on the lessons each challenge offers, you can turn every obstacle into a stepping stone on the path to greater success. Obstacles force us to grow, adapt and innovate, helping us develop the resilience, strength and creativity necessary to achieve our goals. Instead of avoiding or resenting challenges, learn to welcome them as valuable opportunities for personal and professional growth. With every obstacle you face, you gain new insights, sharpen your skills, and move one step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Chapter 17. Trust your abilities and take bold actions toward success. Trusting your abilities and taking bold actions toward success is one of the most powerful choices you can make in life. It's easy to get caught up in doubt, fear, and the overwhelming pressure of wanting to get everything perfect. But success requires more than just careful planning or staying in your comfort zone. It requires taking decisive action, even when you don't have all the answers, and trusting that you have the strength, knowledge, and resourcefulness to handle the challenges that arise along the way. The most successful people are not necessarily the ones with the most resources or the best circumstances. They are the ones who believed in their abilities, took bold actions, and kept moving forward, regardless of the fear and uncertainty they may have felt. At the core of this boldness is self-trust. Trusting yourself is the foundation for every action you take and every decision you make. If you don't trust your own abilities, it's almost impossible to take action, let alone take bold action. Self-trust is built over time through consistent actions and experiences. It's not something that happens overnight, but when you start to build trust in yourself, it becomes a powerful force that drives your ability to achieve your goals. The more you act on your intuition, make decisions based on your values, and take risks, the more you'll learn to trust your instincts and your capabilities. This trust strengthens your resolve, and even in the face of obstacles, you'll have the confidence to push forward. It's important to recognize that trusting yourself doesn't mean that you'll always have everything figured out, nor does it mean you'll never face challenges or setbacks. In fact, you will. But trust is about believing that you can handle whatever comes your way. It's about understanding that you have the internal resources to figure things out, to pivot when necessary, and to keep moving forward. Self-trust means accepting that mistakes are part of the process and that they don't define you. Instead, they are learning opportunities that help you refine your approach and grow stronger. When you trust yourself, you allow yourself to take risks without fearing failure. You understand that failure is not an end, but a necessary part of the journey toward success. In the pursuit of your goals, there will be moments of doubt. You might question your decisions, wonder if you're on the right path, or feel unsure about your next step. This is a natural part of the process. The key is to acknowledge the doubt, but not to let it paralyze you. Doubt is not a reason to stop. It's a signal that you're venturing into new territory, where growth and development happen. It's in these moments of doubt that you must trust yourself the most. Remember, the only way to make progress is to keep moving forward. Even when you don't have all the answers, taking bold action will help you build momentum, and that momentum will carry you further than hesitation ever could. Trusting your abilities also requires letting go of the need for perfection. Perfectionism is a trap that keeps you from taking action. The desire to make everything flawless before you begin prevents you from moving forward at all. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan, trust that your actions will lead you to the right answers. Trust that you will learn as you go, adapt as you learn, and refine your approach over time. Bold action doesn't mean doing everything flawlessly. It means taking the first step, no matter how messy or uncertain it may seem, and learning from each experience as you progress. One of the biggest challenges many people face when trying to trust their abilities is the fear of failure. The fear of failing often stops people from taking action at all. It's easy to imagine all the ways things could go wrong and let that fear paralyze you. However, it's important to reframe failure as a necessary part of success. Failure is not a reflection of your worth or abilities. It's an opportunity to learn, adjust, and grow. Every successful person has experienced failure along the way. It's what you do after you fail that matters. Do you let failure stop you? Or do you take the lessons learned and use them to propel you forward? Bold actions are often taken in the face of fear, and by trusting that you can handle whatever comes your way, you empower yourself to move beyond fear and into action. Another key element of taking bold actions is overcoming the inertia of indecision. Indecision can be a major obstacle in the pursuit of success. We all face moments when we don't know what to do next, and the fear of making the wrong choice can lead to inaction. However, taking no action is often worse than making a decision that might not be perfect. Indecision leaves you stuck, unable to move forward or learn from the experience. Bold actions require making decisions, even if you're not 100% sure of the outcome. Trust that even if you make mistakes, you'll be able to course correct and adjust your approach. Trust in your ability to learn, adapt, and grow from each experience. By making decisions and taking action, you open the door to new opportunities and progress, rather than staying paralyzed in fear. As you take bold actions towards success, it's crucial to stay aligned with your values and purpose. Trusting your abilities means trusting that your instincts and inner compass will guide you toward the right opportunities, even if the path is not always clear. When you align your actions with your core values, you create a sense of purpose and fulfillment that drives your motivation. Bold actions are more than just about achieving external success. They are about living in alignment with what truly matters to you. When you trust yourself to make decisions based on your values, you increase your sense of satisfaction, even when faced with challenges. Consistency is also a key part of trusting your abilities and taking bold actions. Trust is built through consistent action. It's not enough to take one bold step and then stop. It's about showing up every day, committing to your goals, and continuing to move forward, even when it feels difficult. Boldness doesn't mean you take huge leaps every single day. It means that you take small, consistent actions that add up over time. Every action you take, no matter how small, builds your self-trust and confidence. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. This consistency builds momentum, which is crucial for making progress and achieving long-term success. In addition to trusting your abilities, it's important to take bold actions with a sense of curiosity and openness. Success is rarely a straight line, and sometimes the path toward your goals will lead you down unexpected avenues. When you take action, remain open to new possibilities, insights, and directions. Trust that every experience, even the ones that don't go as planned, is valuable and will contribute to your growth. Bold action doesn't always have to be about achieving the exact result you envision. It's about embracing the journey and trusting that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goal, even if the path doesn't look exactly as you imagined. Trusting your abilities also means trusting the process, even when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. Success often takes time, and progress can feel slow, especially in the early stages of any endeavor. Trust that the work you're putting in now will pay off in the long term, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Trust that every small step you take is building a foundation for future success. Patience is an essential component of bold actions. By trusting the process and staying committed to your goals, you will eventually see the fruits of your efforts, and those small, consistent actions will lead to greater results. Finally, trust that you have everything you need to succeed. You may not have all the answers or all the resources right now, but you have the ability to learn, adapt, and grow along the way. Trust that you will find the tools, support, and guidance you need as you move forward. Taking bold actions means trusting that you can handle what comes your way, and that you have the capacity to create the success you desire. In conclusion, trusting your abilities and taking bold actions is one of the most transformative things you can do in your pursuit of success. Self-trust empowers you to make decisions, overcome fear, and take consistent action toward your goals. Bold actions are not about perfection, they are about momentum, growth, and resilience. By trusting yourself, staying aligned with your values, and embracing the uncertainty of the journey, you open the door to endless possibilities. Trust that you have everything you need within you to create the life and success you desire. Take action now, even if you don't have all the answers, and trust that you will learn and grow along the way. Success is not a destination, it is a process, and you are capable of navigating it with confidence and purpose.
Chapter 18. Stay persistent and never give up, no matter the struggle. Persistence is often the defining characteristic of those who achieve lasting success. It is the ability to keep moving forward, even when the path seems uncertain, the obstacles seem insurmountable, and the struggle feels overwhelming. Life's journey is rarely smooth, and the pursuit of any meaningful goal is bound to be filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The difference between those who ultimately succeed and those who give up is simple: the willingness to stay persistent, to keep pushing forward, even in the face of adversity. This chapter will explore the power of persistence, why it's essential to success, and how you can cultivate the unwavering determination to never give up, no matter the struggle. Persistence doesn't mean blindly pushing through hardships without regard for your well-being or without reassessing your approach when necessary. It means continuing to make progress, even when the road is difficult and the destination feels far away. Persistence is about commitment. Commitment to your vision, to your goals, and to the belief that you can overcome any obstacle. The key to success is not in avoiding struggles, but in developing the resilience to face them head-on and continue moving forward. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is its ability to build mental strength. The more you persist through challenges, the more you learn about your own capacity to handle adversity. Each struggle you overcome teaches you something new about yourself, your limits, your strengths, and your ability to adapt. When you keep going in the face of difficulty, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving more than you initially thought. This mental strength becomes a tool that you can rely on in future challenges, allowing you to face setbacks with confidence and resilience. It's important to understand that persistence is not about instant success. It is about long-term commitment to your goal, even when the progress is slow or invisible. Often, the most significant achievements come after a period of struggle and failure.
Success rarely comes quickly, and the path to it can be filled with setbacks. However, those who stay persistent, who continue to show up day after day, regardless of the setbacks, are the ones who eventually reach their destination. It's easy to quit when the results aren't immediate, but persistence requires trusting the process and knowing that each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. At the core of persistence is the ability to manage frustration and disappointment. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when the weight of the struggle seems unbearable, or when it feels like no progress is being made. These feelings are natural, but the key is not to let them define your actions. It's okay to feel frustrated or discouraged, but don't let those feelings dictate your behavior. Instead, acknowledge them, learn from them, and use them as fuel to keep going. Understand that every successful person has experienced moments of doubt and frustration, but what sets them apart is their refusal to quit. They persist even when things aren't going as planned. Persistence also requires a deep sense of belief in your own abilities. When you're faced with challenges, it's easy to begin questioning yourself. Am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? What if I'm not meant for this? These thoughts are common when struggling toward a goal. However, persistence is rooted in the belief that you have the capacity to overcome obstacles and achieve success. Self-doubt will always be a part of the process, but learning to trust in your own abilities and in the process will help you stay persistent. When you believe that your efforts will eventually pay off, even if it takes time, you give yourself the strength to keep going. Another key component of persistence is the ability to learn from setbacks. Failure and setbacks are not the end of the road. They are simply detours that can lead to new insights and improvements. When you face a setback, instead of giving up, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I improve my approach moving forward? Persistence is not about continuing to do the same thing over and over again without change. It's about learning from your experiences and using that knowledge to refine your strategy and approach. Each failure or setback is an opportunity to reassess, adapt, and grow stronger. Those who are persistent are able to turn failures into stepping stones, continuously refining their process until they find the right path to success. It's also crucial to recognize that persistence doesn't mean going at it alone. While individual determination plays a significant role, having a support system is essential to maintaining persistence, especially during challenging times. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, offer advice, and provide emotional support when you need it. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a community, having people who believe in your vision and remind you of your potential can help you stay persistent. Sometimes when the struggle feels overwhelming, it's the encouragement and belief of others that can give you the strength to keep going. In addition to support, you must also be willing to adjust your expectations and timelines. While persistence means staying committed to your goal, it doesn't mean you should cling to a rigid, unrealistic timeline. Sometimes, success takes longer than expected, and the path may look different than what you initially envisioned. Being persistent means being flexible and adapting to new circumstances. It's about having the resilience to keep going even when things don't happen as quickly or in the way you imagined. Persistence requires patience, the ability to adjust your approach, and the understanding that the journey to success is rarely a straight line. To stay persistent, it's also important to practice self-compassion. We tend to be our harshest critics, especially when things aren't going as planned. It's easy to feel like we've failed or that we're not doing enough. However, persistence isn't about beating yourself up for not being perfect. It's about acknowledging that setbacks and struggles are a natural part of the process and giving yourself grace as you navigate through them. Be kind to yourself and recognize that persistence is about progress, not perfection. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory in itself. In addition to self-compassion, celebrating small wins along the way is essential to staying persistent. Often when we're working toward a long-term goal, we focus so much on the end result that we forget to appreciate the progress we've made. Celebrating small victories helps maintain motivation and gives you a sense of accomplishment, which keeps you moving forward. It's easy to get discouraged when the goal feels far off, but taking time to acknowledge how far you've come helps you stay connected to the process and reminds you that your efforts are paying off. Another important aspect of persistence is having a clear sense of why you are pursuing your goal. Having a strong why gives you the emotional drive to push through the tough times. When the going gets hard, remembering why you started in the first place can reignite your passion and commitment. Your why can be deeply personal, whether it's to provide for your family, to make an impact in your community, or to achieve a lifelong dream. Understanding the deeper meaning behind your goal will give you the motivation to keep going when challenges arise. Persistence also involves taking care of your physical and mental health. When you are physically and emotionally drained, it's difficult to stay motivated and push through obstacles. Taking time to recharge, practice self-care, and maintain balance in your life ensures that you have the energy and clarity needed to stay persistent. This means making time for rest, nutrition, exercise, and activities that promote relaxation and well-being. Without taking care of your health, your ability to persist will be limited, so it's essential to prioritize your overall well-being as you work toward your goals. Ultimately, the power of persistence lies in your ability to keep moving forward, no matter the struggle. Life will always present obstacles and challenges, but how you respond to them defines your path to success. Persistence is about not giving up when things get tough, but instead finding the strength to keep going. It's about trusting that every step, even the difficult ones, brings you closer to your goal. By cultivating persistence, you build resilience, strength, and an unwavering belief in your ability to overcome anything that stands in your way. In conclusion, staying persistent and never giving up, no matter the struggle, is a choice that will set you apart on the path to success. Persistence is about having the courage to keep moving forward, to learn from setbacks, and to adapt as needed. It is the key to turning challenges into opportunities for growth, to remaining committed to your vision even when the road gets tough. By embracing persistence, you build the foundation for success, not just in achieving your goals but in developing the resilience and mindset needed to face any challenge with confidence. The journey may be long, but every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your ultimate success. Chapter 19. Expand your knowledge constantly to evolve and thrive. To evolve and thrive in today's fast-paced world, it's essential to understand the critical role that continuous learning plays in shaping personal and professional success. The world is constantly changing, and to stay relevant, competitive, and effective, it is crucial to expand your knowledge consistently. Growth is not a one-time event, but a lifelong process, and those who embrace learning as a continuous evolving journey are the ones who ultimately thrive. By expanding your knowledge, you unlock new perspectives, ideas, and opportunities that enable you to adapt to change, solve complex problems, and reach your fullest potential. At its core, the idea of constantly expanding your knowledge is rooted in the belief that learning is never finished. There's always something new to learn, explore, or discover. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that once you've reached a certain level of education, expertise, or success, the need to keep learning diminishes. However, the truth is that in a world that is continually evolving, those who stop learning often become stagnant, while those who commit to lifelong learning continue to grow, adapt, and excel. Expanding your knowledge is not just about formal education or acquiring certifications. It's about developing a mindset of curiosity and a commitment to growth. Whether it's reading books, attending workshops, seeking out mentorship, or engaging in meaningful conversations, knowledge comes in many forms. Every experience, interaction, and piece of information holds the potential to expand your understanding of the world and yourself. The more you seek out new learning opportunities, the more you evolve as a person. One of the most powerful ways to expand your knowledge is through reading. Books are windows into other people's experiences, wisdom, and knowledge. Whether you're reading fiction, non-fiction, biographies, or scientific journals, every book offers a unique perspective that can enhance your understanding of the world. Reading is not just a passive activity, it is an active process of absorbing information, critically analyzing ideas, and integrating new knowledge into your own thinking. By making reading a habit, you expose yourself to new ideas, concepts, and paradigms that can transform your approach to challenges and decision-making. However, expanding your knowledge is not limited to books alone. The digital age has brought a wealth of information to our fingertips, and online courses, podcasts, webinars, and videos have become invaluable resources for learning. The beauty of these modern tools is that they allow you to learn at your own pace, on your own terms, and in a way that fits your lifestyle. Whether you're learning a new language, exploring a topic of personal interest, or gaining professional skills, these resources offer limitless opportunities for growth. In addition to structured learning through courses and media, one of the most effective ways to expand your knowledge is by seeking out mentorship. Mentorship is one of the most powerful accelerators of personal and professional growth. A mentor provides guidance, wisdom, and feedback from a perspective that you might not have considered. By learning from someone who has more experience, you gain insights that help you navigate challenges more effectively and avoid common pitfalls. A mentor doesn't just teach you what they know, they also encourage you to ask questions, think critically, and push the boundaries of your own knowledge. Mentorship is a two-way street. As you seek to expand your knowledge, it's important to also share what you know with others. Teaching and sharing knowledge reinforces your own understanding and helps you internalize concepts more deeply. By mentoring others, you not only contribute to their growth, but also solidify your own knowledge and learn new perspectives in the process. While gaining new knowledge is essential, it's equally important to develop the ability to apply what you've learned. Knowledge is powerful, but it is only useful when it is put into action. Simply accumulating information without ever applying it is like collecting tools without ever using them. The real power of knowledge lies in its practical application. The more you practice and implement what you learn, the more your understanding deepens and your skills grow. When you actively seek ways to apply new knowledge, you start to see its value and impact, which motivates you to continue learning. Additionally, the process of expanding your knowledge encourages you to challenge your existing beliefs and assumptions. It's easy to become comfortable with the way we see the world and to surround ourselves with information that supports our existing views. However, true growth happens when we step outside of our comfort zones and expose ourselves to new ideas and perspectives. Expanding your knowledge forces you to confront your biases, question your assumptions, and re-evaluate your perspectives. This openness to new ideas leads to greater creativity, critical thinking, and a more flexible mindset. In turn, this allows you to approach challenges from different angles and develop more innovative solutions. Another important aspect of expanding your knowledge is the development of emotional intelligence, EQ. As you learn more about the world and yourself, you become more attuned to your own emotions and the emotions of others. This awareness helps you build stronger relationships, manage conflict more effectively, and navigate social dynamics with greater ease. Emotional intelligence enhances your ability to communicate, collaborate, and empathize, all of which are essential for both personal and professional success. Expanding your knowledge of emotional intelligence can significantly improve your interactions with others, allowing you to build stronger, more supportive relationships and foster an environment of trust and mutual respect. Moreover, expanding your knowledge requires a willingness to fail and learn from your mistakes. Failure is an inevitable part of the learning process. The more you challenge yourself, the more likely you are to face setbacks or experience failure along the way. However, failure should not be seen as something to avoid or fear. Instead, it should be viewed as an opportunity to learn and grow. Each failure brings valuable insights that help you refine your approach, deepen your understanding, and improve your strategies. The most successful people are those who have failed the most, because each failure has taught them something crucial that they could use in the future. Embracing failure as part of the learning process removes the stigma of making mistakes and allows you to learn without fear. In addition to intellectual growth, expanding your knowledge also encourages personal development. Knowledge doesn't just change how you think, it can also change how you feel and how you approach life. Learning about topics like mindfulness, gratitude, or emotional resilience can help you cultivate a positive mindset and develop the emotional strength needed to overcome life's challenges. Personal development is just as important as intellectual growth because it shapes your character, your ability to handle adversity, and your capacity for long-term happiness. The more you invest in both your mind and your personal development, the more resilient and adaptable you become. As you expand your knowledge, it's also important to recognize that learning is not a solitary endeavor. Interacting with others who are also committed to learning can accelerate your own growth. Surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking, inspire you, and encourage you to push the boundaries of your knowledge. Collaborative learning allows you to exchange ideas, gain new perspectives, and deepen your understanding in ways that you may not have done on your own. Engaging in discussions, debates, and brainstorming sessions with others helps solidify your learning and opens your mind to new possibilities. In a professional context, constantly expanding your knowledge can significantly enhance your career prospects. The workplace is constantly evolving, and those who stay ahead of the curve by continuously developing their skills and knowledge are the ones who are most likely to succeed. Whether you're learning new software, acquiring industry-specific knowledge, or developing leadership skills, ongoing education is essential to staying relevant and competitive in today's job market. Expanding your knowledge in a professional setting can open doors to new career opportunities, promotions, and collaborations. Finally, expanding your knowledge is not just about achieving external success, but also about creating a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. Learning about the world around you helps you better understand your place in it, enriches your life, and provides a sense of meaning. It helps you grow as an individual, cultivating wisdom and perspective that enhances your ability to navigate life's complexities. The more you learn, the more you realize that knowledge is an endless journey, and with each new discovery, you open up new dimensions of understanding, growth, and connection.
In conclusion, expanding your knowledge is one of the most powerful ways to evolve and thrive. It empowers you to develop critical thinking, problem solving, and emotional intelligence. It helps you become more adaptable, more open-minded, and more resilient in the face of challenges. By committing to continuous learning, you position yourself to seize opportunities, overcome obstacles, and live a life full of purpose and growth. The journey of expanding your knowledge is lifelong, and with each step you take, you unlock new possibilities for personal and professional success. As you continue to seek out new knowledge, you not only evolve into a wiser and more capable individual, but also create a life filled with endless opportunities to thrive.
Chapter 20. Lead with kindness and inspire others with your attitude. Leading with kindness and inspiring others with your attitude is one of the most profound and transformative ways to make a lasting impact in the world. Kindness is not just about being polite or friendly, it's about embodying empathy, understanding, and a deep respect for others. When you lead with kindness, you create an environment where people feel valued, supported, and encouraged to be the best version of themselves. A kind leader has the power to uplift those around them, motivate them toward a common goal, and build strong, trusting relationships that foster collaboration, growth, and success. Kindness is contagious, and when you lead with it, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positivity that can transform not just individuals but entire communities. The foundation of leading with kindness lies in self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Understanding your own emotions, being mindful of how you respond to others, and recognizing the impact your actions and words have on those around you is essential. Kindness begins with self-awareness, because only when you understand your own emotional landscape can you truly empathize with others. It's about being attuned to the needs and feelings of those around you and responding with compassion and care. As a leader, your emotional intelligence allows you to navigate challenges, conflicts, and stressful situations with calmness, patience, and an open heart. Leading with kindness also involves active listening. It's easy to assume we understand what others need or think, but listening with intent and understanding opens the door to deeper connections and more meaningful interactions. Active listening means truly hearing the other person, not just waiting for your turn to speak. It requires giving them your full attention, asking clarifying questions, and validating their feelings. When people feel heard and understood, they are more likely to feel valued and respected. By actively listening, you build trust and create an atmosphere where people feel comfortable sharing their ideas, concerns, and emotions. This approach to leadership fosters collaboration and problem solving because everyone feels like their voice matters. Kindness also involves practicing patience and tolerance. In every team, community, or relationship, there will be differences in opinions, backgrounds, and perspectives. A kind leader understands that these differences are what make a team stronger. Instead of dismissing opposing viewpoints or reacting negatively to disagreements, a kind leader embraces diversity and works toward finding common ground. Tolerance is about creating a safe space where people feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear of judgment. A kind leader knows that every person has something valuable to contribute, and by nurturing an inclusive environment, they unlock the full potential of the team. Leading with kindness doesn't mean being passive or avoiding difficult conversations. In fact, some of the most impactful moments of kindness occur during challenging or uncomfortable situations. When conflicts arise, kindness allows you to address issues directly and with respect, focusing on solutions rather than placing blame. Kind leadership involves offering constructive feedback with empathy and tact. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, a kind leader highlights what can be learned from the experience and how everyone can grow from it. It's about building people up, not tearing them down. When you approach challenges with a mindset of kindness, you inspire others to do the same, creating a culture where problem-solving and mutual support are prioritized over competition and division. A significant aspect of leading with kindness is also demonstrating gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful way to show appreciation for the efforts of others and reinforce positive behaviors. When you express gratitude, you acknowledge the hard work, dedication, and contributions of those around you. This simple act of recognition can have a profound impact on motivation, morale, and team cohesion. Gratitude fosters a positive environment where people feel valued and inspired to continue giving their best. As a leader, expressing genuine gratitude encourages others to adopt an attitude of appreciation, creating a culture of kindness and respect that flows through every interaction. Inspiring others with your attitude requires more than just showing kindness in your words and actions. It involves cultivating a mindset of positivity and resilience. When faced with challenges, a kind leader doesn't succumb to negativity or frustration. Instead, they model optimism and a growth mindset, focusing on the lessons that can be learned from each experience. This attitude of perseverance and optimism is contagious, inspiring others to approach obstacles with the same determination and belief in their ability to overcome adversity. When you lead with positivity, you create a sense of hope and possibility that encourages others to stay focused on the bigger picture and to continue pushing forward, even when the going gets tough. Equally important in leading with kindness is the ability to foster an environment where everyone feels empowered and supported. A kind leader knows that leadership is not about control or power, it's about service. By lifting others up and offering them opportunities to succeed, you create a culture of trust and collaboration. A kind leader invests in the growth and development of those around them, offering guidance, mentorship, and encouragement along the way. When you focus on empowering others, you inspire them to believe in their own abilities and to take ownership of their contributions. This empowerment leads to greater engagement, productivity, and fulfillment, as people are more motivated when they feel that their growth is supported and valued. It's also essential to recognize that kindness in leadership extends beyond individual relationships and impacts the broader community. When you lead with kindness, you set the tone for the entire organization or group. Your attitude influences the way people interact with one another, and your actions model how others should behave. When kindness is present in the leadership culture, it permeates every level of the organization, from top management to entry-level employees, creating a ripple effect of positivity and collaboration. In this environment, people are more likely to work together toward shared goals, trust one another, and support each other's growth. A leader who leads with kindness creates a culture of respect, accountability, and collaboration, which contributes to the overall success of the team. Trust is another critical element in leading with kindness. When you treat people with respect, empathy, and care, you build trust, which is the foundation of any successful relationship. Trust is essential for creating an environment where people feel safe to share ideas, take risks, and be vulnerable. A kind leader fosters trust by being transparent, honest, and reliable in their actions. When people trust you, they are more likely to follow your lead, collaborate effectively, and contribute to the collective success of the team or organization. Trust enables open communication, constructive feedback, and a shared commitment to achieving goals, all of which are crucial for success. Furthermore, kindness as a leadership quality extends to the way you handle success and failure. A kind leader celebrates the achievements of others and shares the credit for team successes. Instead of seeking individual recognition, they highlight the collective efforts that led to the accomplishment. This humility and generosity create an environment where collaboration is valued over competition and where every member of the team feels like their contributions are meaningful. When setbacks occur, a kind leader doesn't place blame or criticize. Instead, they focus on solutions, offering support and encouragement to help the team learn from the experience and grow stronger. By modeling a balanced approach to success and failure, you inspire others to embrace challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth. To truly inspire others with your attitude, it's essential to lead by example. Actions speak louder than words, and as a leader, the way you behave and respond to situations directly impacts those around you. A kind leader doesn't just talk about values like respect, empathy, and collaboration, they embody them in every interaction. When you consistently model kindness in your actions, others are more likely to follow your lead. Leading by example sets the standard for how people should treat one another, fostering an environment of mutual respect, trust, and support. Leading with kindness is not about being perfect, it's about being authentic, compassionate, and mindful of how your words and actions affect others. It's about recognizing the humanity in everyone and choosing to lift them up rather than tear them down. By practicing empathy, active listening, gratitude, and resilience, you can create an atmosphere where people feel valued, supported, and empowered to reach their full potential. Kindness is a strength, not a weakness. It has the power to transform individuals, teams, and entire organizations. When you lead with kindness, you not only inspire others to be their best selves, but you also create a lasting impact that ripples out into the world, making it a better place for everyone. In conclusion, leading with kindness and inspiring others with your attitude is a transformative approach to leadership. Kindness